Okay, so we're up to session number 72. Managed to get quite a few sessions in so far. And Jeremy's been there for most of them.
Yeah, I'm getting old.
Yeah, your character should die soon then. Okay.
You're currently in the lands of Ethengar, where you have gone on a spirit quest to ask the ancients some questions. So, at the table today we have Mark.
Thank you, man. Hi, I'm Mark. I'm playing the wonderful, grateful, stubborn, and can be annoying Bradshaw. I'm a fighter, weapon master, and I don't like taking, orders from certain elves.
So that means Trellen, because he's the only elf in the party.
That's right.
Is it? I'm missing something from last episode, wasn't I?
Well, I don't know which campaign you are playing. It's pretty entertaining hearing all your stats in the dark.
Yes, I think he was trying to establish...
Oh, sorry. I don't take orders from Dimitri. Is that better?
That sounds a bit better. Okay. Online today, we have Martin.
Yes, I'll be playing Trellen the Silverleaf, Wood Elf. I don't talk too much. I just look after the rest of the party and try not to stab everyone. It's good.
As long as you're working on the try, I'm sure the occasional stabbing will be forgiven.
Oh, it's a razor sharp blade. It just happens every now and then.
Also online today, we have Jeremy.
Yes, good evening all. I'm playing the human, Colonel Garvin, wise man, sage, wondrous provision of advice for the party at all times.
And totally not an elf.
Sorry, Bradshaw had a bit of a stroke in his throat there.
Whom obviously is the most knowledgeable, the most clever, the most intelligent, so therefore the one that obviously everyone should follow up his ideas and directions.
I'm sure there's nothing wrong with that. Online as well is Grace.
Hi, I am playing Loomis. Rededicated to Karameikos after purging all the evil from her soul. And is set to try and do whatever can be done to mitigate the impending doom that's going to be visited upon all of us. Needs to find Captain Razzle and figure out how to get to the mask that, not the mask, the ship's head before evil people get to it.
And next online we have Amorous.
Hi, I'm Amorous. I'm playing Nasty Stump, Simply Red, Simply Crimson, Captain Extraordinaire, Holy Man, Doctor, Inventor, Philanthropist, Genius, what else is Tony Stark? No, my character is gone through some interesting arcs, but he's a little bit daunted by the thing ahead, and he's a little bit concerned that the only way he's going to keep Bradshaw happy is by dropping on the sword and dying. So, he's got a theory on how to fix this. If he makes a mechanical torso, right? So really tall, I can start becoming a furball or something, one of the really big things. And then he could stab me in the chest in front of everyone. And then I could just not die. But in all seriousness, I'm a little daunted and worried. So I also have to find Captain Dazzle, I believe, and also his brother Razzle.
I'm sure there's nothing wrong with Razzle and Dazzle. And last but not least, we have David, who hopefully has reception.
I can pronounce him if you'd like. David's playing Plowman the Great, who's a good friend of Bradshaw's.
And a loyal follower of Dimitri.
That was
He's also someone that I mentor quite a lot, and he really appreciates my opinion, and I think he looks up to me when he's crouching.
I'm just gonna have this here. That's it. No, give me it.
Currently on a quest to a mountain.
Okay. So, David, did you want to introduce your character?
He's on mute for the moment. Okay.
It's okay. He pretty much knows that what we said is perfect. So.
Okay, I'm sure he'll pipe in when he has the chance. So, last session you managed to make it to the World Mountain in the middle of the Black Sands of Ethinger, which is known as a spiritual realm where most people who go in don't come out, especially if they don't have a spirit guide. And you're traveling with a quester, which is Plowman, carrying a spear that he's not allowed to attack anyone with. And he's not allowed to do any combat until he leaves the spiritual realm. So everyone else is his champion. And you're
I thought it was actually the elf was the actual champion.
The elf was the selected
I
champion.
think so, yes.
But everyone else is a protector.
And you're also traveling with the High Priest of Yamurga, who is one of the wives of the Khan. If I can actually get the name out, that might help. Kokichin, that's the right name. And she's also providing guidance and protection. So you reached the World Mountain at the end of last session. And doing so, a few of you were given visions to help you in the coming difficulties. So, starting off with the people who already had their visions, so that they get a chance to remember, is Dimitri, well, not the first one to go out there. He managed to speak to a dragon spirit who wants him to find his old friends and right or wrong that they did leading to the death of a dragon. And they being characters of Boris, Umbra, River, Van Halen and Surian. And if he does not manage to right this wrong, then there will be a bunch of adult and older dragons punishing the regions involved by burning them to ash. So, not a small thing.
Well, okay, yeah. They go and visit every place that Dimitri had ever been and burn it to ash.
Yep.
Which is a significant problem for the world, both above and below.
We had Captain Crimson, who had also had a vision from the Spirit of the Sea, asking him to go to Alphatian and burn their flying Armada down, because if he does not burn them before they take flight, they will wipe out this end of the world, because they have enough ships and enough firepower to lay waste to the whole region. Then Little Miss had a vision where she was seeing that a figurehead from a prow of a ship that her family had been searching for has surfaced in the coast of Hulag near the Black Eagle Barony. If she fails to make haste and grab it before the Black Eagle does, then the Black Eagle will wipe out all the islands and all the islanders. and Trellen had a spirit of the forest asking him to help a unicorn that was dealing with being chased by a beholder. And if he fails to help the unicorn, then a bunch of shadow elves will surface and wipe out the elven kingdom, as a bunch of raiders from across the west of Darakan will invade at the same time.
Right. Thank you. Thanks for that. A bit of extra info.
All good. And then it was Bradshaw had been given a vision.
Yes.
Where his new clan of halflings have calling out for vengeance for the death of Dr. Dark. And if they don't get vengeance, then they will wipe out the dwarven community.
I have prepared a public response to this, and I will release it to the appropriate press.
So he has a vision that he saw a plan that halflings are planning to actually.
So unless you can bring the people responsible for Dr. Dark's death back to the halfling clan of assassins, they will take vengeance upon the dwarven community and take out all the dwarven leaders.
That's going to left field. Okay. Okay.
Well, but remember, that sort of statement, being quite specific, should be reflected against when Dimitri's got told originally that, yes, if he fails in his quest, those close to him will die. As it turned out, the way they'll die is by destroying vast swaths of land and everybody in it. In anywhere that he can be.
So unless I hand the people that killed my previous character in, they're going to destroy the dwarf flank.
Unless you can satisfy their need for vengeance, then yes, that will happen.
I've got some ideas right now. Okay.
But it might be a lot more than just the dwarf clans in danger.
Well, it's just the head of the clans. The clans themselves, I'm sure, will fall apart without a head.
Yeah, the problem is I'm not the head of the clans, so yeah.
We also had Sir Clovis' father is dying, and if he does, his title disappears with him. And if they don't actually save him in time, then a bunch of hill giants will go on a rampage through Karameikos and a lot of other areas around there.
It's alright, I'll get burnt by the dragons when they come.
And that leaves the ploughman, who basically has to show that he's a hero of the people, and also not bring the seed down from the mountaintop, because failure to do so will mean that there will be no horses that will talk to him again, and most of the horses won't survive. Because, well, there will be a rampaging vampire through his lands.
Yeah, the horses won't talk to him because he can't speak with dead.
I believe I covered every character in that one.
I still don't see them.
Kokachin does say that Bradshaw can ask 3 questions of the spirits. Of
Are
his
you in,
clan.
David?
What questions would Bradshaw like to ask? Because he can only ask 3 questions anymore, and he will not return.
Why do the halflings want to attack the dwarves? Because that's the bit that is got me a bit shocked.
Because the halflings have hated the dwarves since they enslaved them.
Hey, I am sorted now. Hello.
Hey, David.
Hey, David, how we going?
Second
I'm
question.
just following my best Leyland Brothers impersonation and traveling across the countryside.
Second question for Bradshaw.
Would providing the people that have murdered Dr. Dark to them please the situation to not murder the dwarves?
Okay, so you would get an understanding that it would appease them somewhat.
So that's what I worried about. Okay.
Enough that it would delay it happening. And as you know, with a lot of these things, time is critical. If they wait too long, it's too late.
Okay. Of the halflings, who's the leader of this group that's making this decision?
You get a picture of your brother-in-law holding the dagger with Rachel's name written.
The chef?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I know. Because, yeah, you go.
Okay, so David, did you want to introduce your character? Apparently not. His reception is
Chopped
that
out
good.
again.
Okay,
Hi, this is David. I believe and accept everything that Amorous said. Just I'm okay with him describing me.
I'm sure that won't go down badly at all. Did Grace have any questions she wanted to ask for her vision?
I already asked them.
You did?
In the last session.
Oh, that's right, you were there. My notes just
Alright.
forgot you were. Hey, David.
Hello, sorry, I am having some problems at the moment.
So, David, your character was given a vision that you can be a symbol for your people to rally around and be a hero that they need, as long as you give the people what they need. And one of them is you need to specify an heir to your legacy, as well as make sure the gemstone seed that you have doesn't leave the world mountain. And I'm assuming you got most of that?
I missed 1,000.
So what you're saying is you got the amount that Palmer would have paid attention to.
Yeah,
And after he got all that information, he was then told that if he failed in this, no horse would speak to him again. Did he pay attention to that part? Well, he does seem to be in the middle of poor reception right now.
He did say he was in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. It doesn't help when you're traveling between cities. Okay, so Kokachin says you have each had a chance to ask a question, 3 questions of the spirits themselves. All that's left is for Plowman to leave the artifact here, where the undead can't reach it.
That seems perfectly appropriate and reasonable.
Yep.
Because, let's face it, the other thing we're going to do with it was to take it back to the fire orcs to try and protect the halflings, but considering the other results, the halflings will be able we
When
can
I
try
said
and
I
help
missed, I
them.
mean I legitimately missed after that.
I understand. Have you got reception back again? Do you have reception back again, David? You are currently on mute, by the way. So what does the party wish to do about the seed as a group, considering David's just dropping in and out at the moment?
I'd like to leave it here.
Is there more meaning to where the undead will not get to it, or is it just that we need to place it there? Like, do we need to find a specific bowl or like above a tree or something, or?
It was at the top of the mountain when Carmen goes to ask and receive his questions.
Well,
Alright, I guess we'll head up there.
I
where
think Carmen's
is
going
my
up and
opinion.
stuff.
where Gokachin had said only Plowman will return from the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting questions from David, so I'm just going to hang on a second, okay?
All good.
There you go. Yeah, I believe the intent was that, well, the situation meant that, yes, you could go and accompany Plowman up top of the mountain, but you wouldn't be coming back again. So, Plowman goes to the top of the mountain alone.
He's right now.
All good. So he's okay to travel up to the mountaintop with the seed?
Yes. He can hear you, but he can't speak.
Okay. So Plowman disappears for about half a day before he returns looking exhausted. Looking like he's run a marathon.
What's our time limit on getting out of here?
We had 7 days,
You had
which
7
we've used
days.
about 4.
Okay.
So you've used 4.5 of the 7 days. Kokachin says you need to remain on the mountain for the rest of the day, and she will take you out over the last 2 days.
Alright.
Would it work at all for David to actually call in and just be on the loudspeaker sitting in the middle of the table?
I'm getting messages at the moment from him on the mobile, so...
I
Obviously,
don't think,
it's
I don't, because he's driving, I don't
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
he can text.
that's right.
No, that's okay. I would have said if it was able to speak hands-free and it was just basically the loudspeaker in the phone.
I love you.
I can hear you in the background there, David.
Yeah, cool. Alright, so yes, Climate will go up the hill. And I assume he's going to ask a question or 3.
So yes, he does get on top of the vision, you do get 3 questions that you can ask of your ancestors. After hearing everything else that has happened first.
Cool. First question is, how will he ensure the weaker people become the dominant clan and dominant tribe?
Did someone else get that clearer?
He was asking about one of the tribe, a weaker tribe becoming a dominant tribe, I thought. But I
Yeah,
missed
I think he's asking about his tribe becoming the dominant one.
Okay.
That's correct.
By ensuring your legacy would be the answer you get back. Basically, choosing who is to
yes.
follow upon you will determine how well your people go. Second question.
You're very faint, David. He asked a question.
Yeah.
How do I become the stronger warrior in either Ethengard?
The strongest warrior?
How do I become the strongest warrior in Ethengard?
Okay, so you would be told that by accepting challenges and helping his friends.
Can you go see him?
We heard that, yeah, briefly.
Okay. Second question, how do I finally humiliate Dimitri?
I don't know what the other is, but I think there was the important word that got missed there was, how do I finally something Dimitri?
Humiliate, I heard.
Humiliate.
It was humiliate. Okay, happy with that?
Okay, that one you'll be told later.
Well, Bradshaw puts his hand up, he's got ideas.
And what's the one thing that Plumman does not want to know about his life?
Sorry, ask that again.
What's the one thing Plumman does not want to know about his life?
The final demise of the weaker people.
Final demise of who?
His
Weaker?
clan, the weakest.
Of his clan. Okay. So, you'll probably learn that if Dimitri fails on his quest, then his family, his clan will die in the next year.
Oh, but that's a balancing act. Is it worth it?
Well, to be fair, if you'd heard anything about the events of the other ones, if Dimitri fails in his quest, like most people, if they fail in most of the party, if that individual fail in their quest, the official results of what might happen are a very small part of what will actually happen. But Dimitri specifically got told that, yeah, effectively the world gets destroyed both above and below. So the fact that your clan dies is a fairly small part of the world.
Yeah, but also what you're telling me is that you'll be humiliated, you will fail, and also the hollow world might be destroyed as well.
Yep. Again, as you said, it's all a balancing act. There are definitely parts of the world Dimitri must get rid of too.
What am I willing to sacrifice? Everything.
Okay. And yes, you do manage to make it back to your friends.
I guess the first important question, did you leave the seat at the top?
I mean, am I supposed to leave it at the top?
You were asked to by your high priestess.
Yep, sure, why not?
It fades from view very quickly after you put it down on the mountain.
Great, let's grab that after carry. Bye!
Okay.
I think she's joining us. I don't think she's being left behind.
Well, I think she's staying with us for at least a couple of days, hopefully to get us out of here.
She's your guide into and out of the lands.
But I think Palmer was saying goodbye to the sea.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay, so you spend the rest of the you spend half a day on the side of the mountain, waiting for the right time to leave, and you spend 2 days walking out of the lands, managing to leave about an hour before sunset.
Timed it perfectly. I mean, we wouldn't want to push ourselves.
I'm going to ask the question because it hasn't been brought up yet.
Yeah.
Is Bruce with me?
No animals were brought with you.
Okay, I'm just asking. I'm very upset the whole time. I'm grumping and grumbling the whole time.
And you actually had to walk the whole time.
I'm pissed off right
Well,
now.
that's normal for it to walk, so.
Yeah, I was going to say it.
What, the
party
walking...
noticed no difference.
That's right. All elves are responsible for my brother-in-law's death, so I'll have to just put him to trial with the halflings. But it's fine. I can sort that out later. Okay.
Well, actually, we did notice a slight difference. The air was slightly sweeter in the land of the dead.
Yes.
Because the man wasn't with us.
And it takes you 6 days to return to the clan meet. In the land of Sea of Flowers.
And there was wonderful reunion scenes when Plarman and Lucien got back together again.
Did he plant the seed twice?
That's enough.
Hang on. Did we specify? No, okay. Is it R-rated tonight? Or I can't remember if it was R-rated.
No, that's next week.
Next week is okay. Well, I've reduced. I won't refrain from my comment. I just had it. So yeah. I'm sure Emrys know exactly where I was going with it. So.
I'm sure you can have as much fun as you want.
Good.
Okay, so as you reach the edge of camp, you can hear a conversation about people are looking to see where who had been chosen as the successor to a former quester who has just completed their quest. And there's a buzz of excitement going around the campsite. It's a camp of probably about 10,000 people.
And the rumours about the fact that someone has already been chosen, or they're discussing who might be chosen?
They're discussing who might have been chosen. This quester was the princess of and niece of the Golden Khan, and had earned a her own stable of horses and riches as her quest was reaching its fulfillment. And so it's been building up in the paddocks in the center of the encampment, waiting for her heir to receive it when she completes her quest. And all the different Khans that service each of the different clans have been donating their prized horses to this stable. And Plarman notices a lot of Regem's offspring were donated.
Yo, what the hell?
Well, you put your horse out to stud. You didn't actually have the horses yourself.
I would like to dispute that.
Generally,
All
one
the
gets
Indian
paid
does
quite
is never have
well
horses.
for that.
Generally you would, yes, but you're quite happy to put your horse out the stud.
You did it for the good of the clans.
That sounds like crap.
Well, it doesn't matter anyway, because we haven't got time to hang around these area anymore. We've got to get down south to try and fix up at least 3 or 4 of the end of the world scenarios we're dealing with.
No, you appear to be confusing us with you and me. You guys don't have time. Carmen can make time for this.
Well, the dragons are coming here,
Because you're here. You're in Ethical.
and the dragons are going to demolish it.
And I believe that's David fading out again. Are we there, David? Is he messaging you?
No, not one.
Can I just acknowledge for the party how much of a power play it would be if David's actually sitting at home using like a voice model or something and using this to kind of pay attention to what everyone else is doing?
It might, unless his character actually had chances to do stuff. So yes, you celebrated with your return by various clansmen, particularly those from Plowman's clan, because it is a rare sight to have the quester return with a full party. Normally they expect one to get lost or go mad along the way.
But we
Yeah,
had
that's
Dimitri
because
with
Carmen's
us, so...
just such a great leader.
You do have a absolutely stuffed dwarf go. Yeah. I'm not used to like walking so fast, you know.
So apparently the halfling, the elf, the humans all could outwalk the dwarf.
Oh, look, I'm just so used to riding Bruce everywhere, so it's just, you know, I've had a bit of out of practice. Remember I had a year off for the wedding kind of stuff? It's trash.
I remember that.
Yeah, my con's not quite up to it though.
Okay, so they are throwing a celebration in the name of Plowman, the hero.
As well they should.
As they're preparing for it, Krokachin asks Plowman, has he chosen a successor to his name?
No, but he would take suggestions.
Dimitri.
I turned my stilts up really high.
Jeremy, I'd sooner die.
Honestly, I think he'd choose me over
Flarman
Dimitri.
and I. Yeah, both Flarman and I would sooner die. I would rather eat my own face.
She does suggest
Yeah,
someone...
so Flarman's happy to take suggestions from Coco-chan.
she does suggest someone from your clan. Someone you think is worthy to follow in your name.
Who is it?
Whoever you come up with.
Random Ethangarian number 3?
What, you're passing over numbers 1 and 2? Jeez, be a bit picky.
No, 1 and 2 are dead already.
I've got this covered. Barry. Barry sounds good. Barry the Bruiser.
No, and that's dumb, but Plumman will come up with a name later on down the track.
Okay.
Well, good, because
Barry is a stupid name fit only for goats.
Alright, you see it. Look, you feel a tear kind of drilling in the corner of Bradshaw's eyes when he says it. That's okay.
So they...
I'm just going to go on mute for a little while, guys.
All good. So they throw a big celebration with lots of food, in which you're introduced to various dwarves, humans, and a couple of elves. Dwarves from Rockholm.
Okay. Is it dwarven alcohol here?
There is dwarven alcohol.
Oh. I'm just yeah, I'm sticking with the Rockholm gang. So,
I'm honestly going to sit and drink with him too.
Yeah.
So, I'm just going to sit there, talk about old times, introduce my friend, and then, get on the bit. Lich is probably the word I was going to use, but because I'm going. Now, are we still in the realm, or are we out of the realm now?
You're out of the dwarven realm,
So-
and you're out of the realm of the dead.
So
You're in the horse lord's lands.
Okay, so Bruce is still here then. Okay. I think Bruce will probably sit by my side, and I'll have the other side. I'll have, I forgot your character now, Amorous, already, because I didn't mean to what.
Captain Crimson.
I'll have the captain. I'm going to call the captain. Sit next to me and go. Hey, I got a question for you, Captain. You know that time when I kind of died and didn't come back for a while. You guys really need to talk about the stories that happened, because I had a vision, and they want me to find. People want me to find whoever murdered some Dr. Dark fella. Now, I know he's related to my wife, but I don't know really what happened, because I wasn't there at the time, and really we haven't really discussed it. And do you got any knowledge on this at all, in any sort of way, or?
So, I'm assuming the question's to me, right?
Yeah, to the captain, yeah.
Cool. So I go, okay, so firstly to clarify, because I had a vision too, your vision was that you had to find whoever killed Dr. Dark.
Yeah, the base of the rundown of it is that if I do not please the halflings based on the death of Dr. Dark, they will start murdering the dwarves.
Well, shit, don't worry, bro, I got you.
Oh?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was me.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so before I found Cimmeric again, and I'm being so open and honest about this because I've accepted the mistakes
And
I've
you've had
made
a bit
in
of
life.
Undwarf and Brew at the same time, so you've been...
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
Nothing like honesty. He had a few ailments, and at one stage his hand got possessed by some kind of creepy thing that was absorbing through his body and was going to kill him. So I cut off his hand. I thought I was doing the right thing to save him.
Okay.
But then I might have gotten a little bit carried away with being a doctor, and his other hand got poisoned, so I cut that off. Look, things went downhill from there, but I will say, honestly, that a lot of the fault probably lies with me, and if they want to find justice for that, I'm very happy to talk to them and sort it out, because honestly, the consequences for that are not worth it. The only thing I would say is, because my life is no longer my own, it's Cimmeriac's, is that if something was to happen to me, I would want to put things in motion so that my prophecy doesn't come true either.
Yeah, well...
But look, if it's the difference is my imprisonment or my life or anything, look, honestly, I saved the world.
Yeah.
And what more could I want than that?
That's true, but
I'm really sorry that that's your vision, but at the same time, your vision is so much easier to fix than mine.
Yeah, I don't think it's as purely as me handing you over to the halflings to, I don't know what they want to do, but I feel there's a bit more to this based on what I discussed. I had some questions, and I asked who was leading this kind of halfling rebellion, and this guy...
Oh, Rio, wasn't it?
No, it was actually this guy who used to be... It was at my wedding, actually. He was a bit... Cray is probably a nice word for it, and you guys know I've seen a lot of crazy people around the place. I mean, look at Dimitri. Okay. Anyway, but he was a bit not quite with it, and he's leading the rebellion. Now, I know my wife's been searching for the for people that did whatever to this Dr. Dark fella, but I'm a bit worried.
Might I just point out?
Yeah.
He was a really nice guy.
Oh look.
And what happened was, unfortunate, and I'm sorry, that me trying to help him didn't help. But at the time I was considering a career change into medicine, and I really feel like at the time I was feeling it, but it turned into something that just wasn't for me. And I did my best, but
No, that's fair. And look, I don't hold any grudges against you because I said I wasn't there at the situation, so I can't judge from just afar. But I'm worried that what they've asked me to resolve to please the halflings, I don't think me handing you over is going to please the halflings. I think the root cause problem has come down to the leader of these halflings. And that's what I think what the problem is, because I feel that he's, no matter what's going to happen, I still think he wants to go through what he wants to destroy my homeland and my fellow dwarves. So I'm a bit more worried about what his alternative motive is. I think this is a trigger, but not the real trigger. If that makes sense?
So what you're saying is that,
yeah.
How do I put this very simply? You might need to get rid of him.
Well,
He did provide him and his family access to your dwarven homeland.
yes, and his family, which is very hard for me.
Okay.
But I would like to know if my wife's realises what he's doing, because she's a very, I think you've met her once or twice, and she's she calls a spade, and she doesn't hold back. And I would like to see her opinion on this, based on that. I would have thought if it's going to be any sort of leader of this group, I would more put her across it than him. But I feel that he's got other motives that I'm not sure about, that I might have missed in some sort of way. But
can I just ask? So your wife, she's the one with the legs that go all the way up to like 25 centimeters, right?
Yeah, remember that when I went on the date one time and the whole pub was murdered? Yeah, she's the one that murdered them all. So yeah, she's a pretty much straight talker. She is hot as hell. Like that red hair.
Oh, I know.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's like as soon as I saw that red hair, I was just like, So anyway, sorry, Grace.
So right now I'm 4 flagons in, I'd say, and I turn, and what I try to say is, whatever happens, Bradshaw, I've got your back, and I'm definitely right to help you. What actually comes out is, I'll look at you. Yeah.
And I go, and I just give you a big hug, because
Yeah.
And,
cool. I'm glad that we understand each other.
And I just look at the other dwarves and go, can you still keep feeding the goat? It needs its energy.
They start feeding a beer.
Yeah, I know. And I said, I do tell Captain, just every so often you might have to hold your breath for a little bit. It's still, the beer just seems to get it back to the old days. So yeah. So. But anyway,
you go straight through it, mate.
Well, that stinky cloud stuff he used to do. I solved it by getting his diet a bit better. Beer doesn't help the diet.
Yeah, no, that helps.
Yeah, you understand what I get.
We did that with our ship's mouse for a while.
Yeah, no, but so you understand. But yeah, thank you for being honest. I appreciate that. So yeah. So
no, look, and honestly, I'm very happy to, because I'm not afraid anymore. Samurai has been such an experience, and he's helped me see so many things that, look, if that is one of the things you need to handle, I will come with you to handle it, because I was involved. Responsibility and accepting responsibility is what takes you from, monsters to men. And look, honestly, that, whether or not it was an accident or whether or not anything else, there's a loss there, and it needs to be addressed.
Okay, so while you're saying that to him, you suddenly tweak that the person he's talking about, the brother-in-law, is the idol who got you into piracy in the first place. One of the halfling dread pirates.
Oh, is he? Which one?
Your favourite. The guy you model yourself after.
Is it Captain Jack
Barrow?
Falcon?
I was waiting for you to go there.
Yeah, I forgot names of birds for a minute there.
Bradshaw never got his name because he never gave it.
No, because he just turned up causing a racket at the wedding, and my sister should just let him be. He's not the kind of person to mess with. But she said he's a nice bloke overall, and I just trusted her in this situation. So, yeah.
All right. Well, maybe we, like, you know, because do I realize that that's him now?
Yep.
Okay, and I say, well, look, this guy, he is like everything. He is brave. He's crazy smart. He was the one that worked out proper shifts and, you know, like balanced wages for men, women, and, you know, the other folk. Like he's fantastic. He has a really kind heart. He only walks you off the plank after like the third or fourth offense. Like he totally believes in rehabilitation. And that thing that happened with his nose, like, as long as you don't mention it, it's great. Like he adds to his singing voice. Like it's amazing.
I maybe at the reception I might have asked within the distance. I might ask what happened to his nose, and he might have overheard me, gave me that look. I thought it was just good. I was a bit drunk at the time anyway, because I was ready for the honeymoon situation. But it was you know. But now you're saying it, I'm going, oh, maybe I'm a little bit upset in some way. But
yeah.
But look, hey, look, if you know him, look, hey, this might. I really need to find out what the real motive. Because I said, I know halfling dwarves don't usually get along, and I'm fully aware of that. But I feel that there's so between like my marriage to my wife is like shows that there can be some some work with this. I think I want to do this in a nice way, and I said at least I know what happened. I can at least explain that, and then you can come, you can help me explain it, and I think we might be able to get somewhere because I think it's just to me it seems like it's blown out of proportion is probably the word for it. So yeah. Anyway,
well, Little Miss and I both met him. I've spent a fair bit of time with him, and in fact, I caught up with him in one of the executive committee strata meetings for the local boatyard. So I'm very happy to sort of have a chat and kind of talk to him on your regard as well if you want me to suss out some things. Because honestly, at the end of the day, he's really cool, but we're family, dude. We save the world together. So.
Okay. So, while that conversation is happening, who is Dimitri talking to?
Dimitri's he's probably aiming to actually find somewhere quiet to spend some time to actually try and ensure that he's got the notes and information on everything that's gone on, and copy down what everyone provided their visions or their answers to their visions, so we can start calculating the best method to actually get to each place in the best time to go forward. So yeah, he's not aiming to be talking to anyone, but if he gets getting interrupted, well, that wouldn't surprise me because obviously everybody needs some advice from Dimitri.
Okay, so for the first time in a long time, Dimitri's left alone.
Marvellous.
What is Trellen doing?
Oh, I'm just watching. I'm happy just to watch. I don't need to inject myself into any discussions.
Well, all these short folk are drinking, dancing, and having fun.
Alright. That's
Okay.
good.
So, what is little... If you're just watching and doing, what is Little Miss doing?
Yeah.
I'm much the same.
Okay. And what is Flamen doing? If Flamen's back. So he is still currently on mute.
I think he might have had to get out for like a truck inspection or something. I
Oh,
heard
really?
him get out of the truck.
So they, later in the evening, they announced that the niece of the Great Khan, who had been quested to take out the leadership of the Haldenic Knights to the north, managed to succeed in taking out 3 of the lords before being taken down. And as such, the various Khans have donated tribute to her appointed successor. And that's when Kokuchin comes forward to say who the princess's successor was. And she says she chose no successor. She didn't want a legacy and didn't want her name to be passed on. Which is a shock that goes through the entire camp, as apparently she gave them the worst insult ever. In basically saying, I want nothing to do with my people, and she wanted her horses to be set free and not given to anyone.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold up on the horses set free thing.
Sorry, that's Mark laughing, not the Bruce.
Does that have some importance to you, Dale?
Sorry, Flyman had to go have a shower. He's still showering.
All good. And she says while she's having this discussion, the clerics of Tubak, the Lawbringer, are carrying out her final request and making sure that none may benefit from her life.
So is she actually dead?
She's been reported to have died.
I was going to say that the implication of the quest was that she'd been sent on a quest to effectively take out the Ethengarian rulership, with the implication that it was a suicide mission. She was just supposed to get as much as she could. Was that right?
That is correct. She had been told that she had a choice of serving her family, serving her people, or serving her friends, and she would succeed at one of those and fail at the other two.
Right.
So in choosing no one to be her successor, she has pretty much damaged the standing of all clans but her own, because they all donated something to the successor.
Mm-hmm.
And basically didn't help her friends complete their quest. Too busy doing her own thing for her family.
Yep. Sounds like certain Ethengarians we know.
Yeah.
And she had, and it was the choice of not allowing anyone else to interact with her horses, that they would be given the ultimate freedom. So they.
You know what? Plum is actually a strange bit.
At which point there's a sound of flame and fire outside as the outside lights up like daylight. And then it's dark again moments later.
The dragons have arrived.
Did we notice in the bar?
Yes, it was strangely bright.
Alright, I stumble out as soberly as I can look.
You see whiffs of flame floating around in the coral that was in the center of the encampment.
Right. Is there any injured, can I run a perception to see if there's any injured people or attackers or anything like that?
You run up, you see that there are a bunch of clerics surrounding the paddock, facing it, and they turn to you as you arrive.
Was there much reaction from everyone else in the festivities?
Everyone's shocked. It's
Right.
It's
So they didn't
basically
go out to find out what's happening?
they sort of expected what happened, and they were told too late to do anything about it.
Oh, so that was the horses.
And all her treasure and stories and gear and a lot of other stuff that went with it. So her legacy was wiped out.
That's not cool.
I'm just looking at Plowman and when this happens, that's what I'm saying. Because if Plowman looks like he's going to do something really bad, I just want to make sure I try try and let him lose his shit. It's probably the word.
And basically see a great sadness go through the people there.
Okay, as long as playman's okay, that's it. I'm more. Yeah.
So you suddenly have a feeling of why choosing the successor to your legacy was important.
Did he not do that?
The princess did not. The princess chose to have no successor.
Oh.
And demanded the right to have no successor.
Was she part of... Hang on. Is she... Little Miss struggles with Ethingarian tribe stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Can she do like a, I don't know, an intelligence check to see if she has gathered enough of the politics since she's been here to understand what's going on?
Okay. One of them's actually happy to explain to you if you ask what's going on. He says with great sadness that there was no tradition to be passed on, that the great warrior decided to be the last of her kind, and that she didn't want anyone else to benefit from what she had done or achieved in life.
Yeah, but like, what I mean is, does Little Miss understand how she fits in with like Plowman's tribe?
Okay, so she was explained to be the niece of the ruling Khan of all the different Khans. So there's 8 Khans, and she was the part of the ruling Khan, and by making that choice she has diminished the tribute from all the other Khans and everything that they put in towards the celebration.
So this is bad news for Plowman.
Bad news for Plowman's clan, yes. His clan just took a hit.
I'm going to...
Oh, sorry.
I'm going to observe Plowman and basically have his back and whatever.
I'm just gonna, if Plowman's just watching what's going on, I'm just gonna put my hand on his shoulder, going, yeah, that's it. That no one say a word. Just put his hand on my shoulder. Just that's it. Oh, hang on, I can't reach his shoulder, can I? Yeah, I'll try to pretend to like. I'll just tap on the back, the shoulder. Just do a couple taps.
You do the butt tap.
Oh, you're not going to hold his hand?
No, dwarfs don't hold hands. Anyway, so nice try, Grace. But
I hand him a beer.
As I said, I'm just trying to because I know that it's hard to see, but he knows he understands what's going on. So it's like, yeah. As long as I would think I know Plowman long enough that I would pick when Plowman's about to lose his shit or not. So I assume that if Martin understands that, I would go. If I see him shoot lose his shit, then I'm going to be there for him. But I just want to make sure he's calm and collective right now.
Well, from Plummer's perspective, at least it wasn't given to a clan other than his own who got more prominence than his.
No, that's very cool.
And the celebration closes up not long after that because most of the people there don't want to celebrate.
Okay. Well, if there's a big bonfire in the middle...
Well, it was there for a moment and gone.
Okay. So...
Basically a pillar of flame.
Okay. I'm just going to sit, like, if Bruce is asleep, drunk as a skunk, as a
Oh no, he doesn't get drunk.
Oh no. But
he just backfires.
How are her clan reacting to it?
They are sad because they were expecting it, which is why they donated nothing to the stockpile.
They don't get killed, do they? As part of it?
Some of her family did.
Yep, okay.
Basically those who didn't want to live with the shame.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because the current Great Khan has been around for about 200 times longer than anyone previously, so he's obviously going to live forever anyway.
Okay, you guys were making it really difficult to keep a straight face while I was talking to someone then.
That's okay.
Okay, so just to be clear, Plumman does not react negatively, and when he's out of earshot and eye shot from the general public, he just shrugs and says, "Well, it did not affect me. Everybody else got hurt. I didn't really lose anything other than the few offspring of Regem, and, well, that little guy, he can make more little guys. Now, well, I personally am stronger. I have lost nothing. Many have lost much."
And while you're thinking that, you are greeted by the Golden Khan himself.
Shit.
He said,
Hello, great Khan. Sorry, loud noises.
all good. He says, greeting, Plowman. Have you chosen a successor?
Yes?
Yes,
I have.
He just pats you on the shoulder and says, he hopes it turns out better than this last one.
Well, I can tell you I've actually chosen successors, so I don't plan on going out in blazing glory.
He says, that is good.
I mean, you've chosen success?
He has plans for you and your clan if you return in a year or so. Does Plowman like the idea of being a head of a group of cavalry?
Does that mean he actually gets to ride his horse?
Yes.
No. He just directs from the back from a big hill.
So he does offer Plowman the job of being head of a strike force.
Sorry, did Plumman just get offered a job as the head of a strike force?
If he returns in a year's time. Successful.
Okay, sounds like suicide mission, but I will consider.
You won't be going by yourself. He believes that the prophecies have spoken of what will happen after this event.
Okay, sounds ridiculous, but I'll think about it. Yes.
And it's safe for you being outside the clans for the next year.
Outside clans, sounds good to me. Just don't let weaker people become weak, otherwise I will be irate.
He will do what he can.
Which means that you will do everything because you are a great can.
Not great Khan.
Exactly! Ha ha!
It's Hungarian humor.
He pats you on the back quite heartily, almost knocking you off your feet.
Oh, Jesus!
And wanders off. He sort of looks like a walking tower of muscle as he walks.
Okay, bye! Lay off anabolic steroids, they're bad for you.
Basically,
You see, my friends. Sorry, go.
Sort of reminds you of what Regem is like when Regem powers up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I already have my suspicions on that one. You see, my friends, this is what happens when you achieve greatness. You get away with just about anything. You just have to make sure you smile. You can get away with anything so long as you smile.
I don't know, I'm less likely to trust Dimitri when he's smiling.
I'm less likely to trust Dimitri if he's silent, if he's talking, it doesn't matter.
I don't trust him when he's breathing.
I don't trust him when he's above ground or underground. If he died, I'd be wondering how quickly he found out how to come back alive.
Do you want to make him dead?
No, I don't want him dead. He's kind of useful.
No, wait. Let's not turn down this offer so quickly.
I thought about this many times. Believe me, many times.
Well, if you want, I could hold him down, behind Bruce in Bruce's current state, and that might make him pass out for a couple of hours.
No, you see, even though I hate that man, there are certain things, certain fates in life I would not even wish upon him.
Okay. I'll take. Look, I trust you, Plowman, on this one. And if you do change your mind,
I don't know why, but okay, it is natural to trust friends.
Yeah, I'll trust you, Plowman. But if you decide at any stage to change your opinion, please just let me know. And
if I change mine, you will see my axe hanging from his head.
I know. If Dimitri's in any sort of range of my eyes right now, I'll say that while Dimitri's right there.
I'm imagining Dimitri is on the other side of the room and just out of earshot, and Plumman is just waving at him and smiling while also ventriloquizing.
Yeah.
Are these words?
Yeah, no, I'm just looking him straight in the eye. No motion, just looking straight in the eye when I'm saying this. That's all. Anyway, then I smile at the imp. This is all because of Strad, so I haven't forgotten him for that. So.
Okay, perception roll for people while you're in the tent.
Oh, perception. Oh, I get to roll.
So our halfling friend and our dwarven friend both have disadvantage for being drunk.
Hang on.
Okay, so I am on a 13.
Hang on. So, Simply Red's been
21.
drinking?
Captain
yeah.
Crimson has been drinking. Simply Red ceased to exist a while ago.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Crimson.
Okay.
Yes.
If he's been drinking, I've been drinking with him, so
I'm happy for that.
And if you guys have been drinking, then there's no way in hell I haven't been drinking.
Now, do you really look at these two rolls, man? Yeah.
A 2 and a 3, that's fantastic.
Oh, yeah. So I have a total of... Perception.
Hey Mark, I told you didn't need to worry about those D6s.
Yeah, no. So that's a total of 8.
I got a 6.
Oh, I feel better then. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
21 for Tyrillian.
How about Jeremy?
Can somebody roll me 2D, 2D2, 2D20s, please?
2D2.
Hilarious.
Lowest is a 7.
Well,
Okay, I won't do that.
what was the other one, just out of interest?
A 19.
I don't want that one.
I thought my rolls were
Plumman
pretty...
gets 6.
Where was the advantage? I don't see.
They had disadvantage.
We've been drinking. Martin. So...
Gotcha.
Yeah, so they're so busy drinking, they're a little inebriated at now, so they're not as good at noticing things.
I love you all. This is the word to get out of Bradshaw.
And what did Dimitri get?
Dimitri, who was sitting in the corner quietly, preparing and obviously listening carefully, rolled a 17, gets him 27.
Okay, so Dimitri and Trellen noticed that sitting off to the side, also writing in some sort of journal, is a dragonborn.
What a nerd.
Alright.
Oh, we don't need one of those.
I was going to say,
They don't help us with our prophecies at all.
Which one's
No, wait. Dragonborn?
Which one is it, Razzle or Dazzle?
well,
Yeah.
so I think I checked this last week, but I can't remember now. Has Dimitri ever actually met Drazzle?
No, he hasn't.
He hasn't. He hasn't actually interacted with any Dragonborn before, has he?
He has interacted with Dragonborn. Surian was a Dragonborn.
Oh, I thought finally someone told us something that Dimitri didn't know.
One of his original party members, yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, certainly Dimitri will be interested in a Dragonborn being here because they tend to be learned, and obviously this one more so because he's obviously busily taking notes and writing as well. So
Yeah, I'm curious why this guy would be in the middle of the Ifingarian lands.
Do you mention that he's a Dragonborn?
Do you mention that you've noticed anybody at all?
Because
I
I'm
don't
going to start
I don't
punching
think I
Plowman in the
mentioned
arm
to any
otherwise. So.
the drunk people in the corner. Anything.
Yeah, we all
Would you
noticed.
bother?
Look at that weirdo!
No, you're talking to me. I'm not the weirdo. You're the weirdo.
You're a weirdo.
You're a weirdo.
You're a weirdo.
You're a weirdo.
Punch.
I'll punch him back.
Punch.
Punch, I'll punch him back. He goesn't like this much.
So you're going for quite a while doing that.
Yeah, good. Well, that's how it's a Plowman Bradshaw thing, so it's fine.
That means it's not non-lethal damage.
That's right. They just punch.
The amusing thing is,
one of us is going to get knocked out.
Oh, fine. I'm fine with this by now. It's like, right.
you have to knock out Plowman twice, I believe, because I believe he has if he reaches knockout, he can get back up again.
I get knocked down, but I get up again. Bradshaw's going to get knocked down.
That actually was exactly the song that went on in my head just then.
Yep.
Yep, he drinks a halfling drink, he drinks an elfin drink.
No, he doesn't, because they're all lame drinks. He drinks to the songs that remind him of the Hungarian times.
What does Trellen and Dimitri do, seeing someone different?
Okay, Dimitri's happy to get up and walk over towards him.
Yeah, I'll introduce myself.
Excuse me, manager, excuse me.
There's someone different here.
So, the only thing I do want to keep hitting Plowman is that
Well,
you can't class
Not
much
all
this
the
spell.
top from the someone with a different coloured skin.
well, if 90% of people are Effingarians, then they're boring as all shit. So I'll just talk to the non-Effingarian.
Well, I mean, to be fair, there are quite a lot of, or a much higher percentage than normal of non-Ethangarians, because it's the big multi-clan feast, and so there's dwarves and presumably not many Haldenic Knights, or possibly many undead or Glantrians actually here, but there's a few other visitors.
I'm still taking offence with elves tonight. Just put it out there, okay? So,
What was that, David?
Stood out to us.
Yeah, he's going to be the only Dragonborn here, I'm assuming.
He is.
So you guys are racist, and also Martin.
Yep.
We're introducing ourselves.
Sorry, could you let David speak, please?
Plowman starts a pub brawl.
He starts a pub brawl. Okay, so what was that, Martin?
Just because he's an individual doesn't mean we're racist.
Oh no, Dimitri's racist.
Singling out the different one.
Okay, so as you two walk across the tent, on the other side of the tent, away from you, where you've just left, a brawl breaks out.
I join in.
I don't think you had much of a choice.
Well, you were much folks that started it.
your mother looks like an elf.
Plowman wonders where Bradshaw is.
Currently under your fists.
No. This is a pub brawl with everybody else.
If Plowman has to throw Bradshaw across the room to hit somebody, it's over here, you know?
Oh, yeah, no, that's okay. He will use Bradshaw as a projectile.
Hey, fine.
Okay.
Bradshaw's fine with this. He's had enough drink, so...
So you see the Dragonborn introduces himself as Razzle.
G'day, Razzle.
Can I roll a perception if I maybe heard that in the corner of my ears?
Very hard to hear with the pub brawl going on at the moment that you're in the middle of.
I mean, maybe the lightish tone of the elf spoken word.
Take that, you elven lover!
Might pierce the.
Your father breeds weak horses.
The Dimitri hasn't actually heard or read of any of Dragon's books.
Well, he has heard of the books,
He's heard of the book, yeah, okay.
but they were written by someone called Dr. Azel.
Yeah.
Come, bring your faces to my fists.
Is Dr. Agel known to be Dragonborn?
His race is not known.
His race is not known, okay, yeah.
He introduced himself as Razzle.
Basil, yeah, no, that's fine, that's right. I'm seeing how many dots Dimitri knows to actually try and link together. Compared to the other characters, thinking, hang on, what does he know versus what does the others know? So,
I know your horses, they all have hoof rot.
so, greetings, Gretel. You're a long way from home.
He just looks at you.
Are you mute?
He shakes his head.
He introduced himself. Plum just looks over him for a second. He introduced himself, come on!
Can I turn to throw a beer at Dimitri and notice he's talking to someone?
He's such a dick.
We're someone on the other side of the tent, if I can understand it. We're talking a very large tent.
As you turn to throw the beer, someone hits you from behind.
Oh, sorry.
Well, in that case, thanks. Yes. I've actually just recently heard of a. We were looking to actually find someone named Razzle.
He says you're late.
We're late.
You're supposed to be here yesterday.
Right. And is that
That shot, this one's as short as you are, catch him!
so? Can you see through time, or how does this work?
Well, he looks at the pub brawl on the other side. He says, well, time is going quite slowly right now.
Hey, we know. Yeah. Yes, well, unfortunately, we got slightly delayed in the spirit world. So, but I'm interested in you were apparently expecting us.
He was told he could be of assistance to you if you arrived in time.
Ah.
No one fights like Barman.
So, how much time do we have? Or is it already too late?
Till morning.
Alright, so what kind of assistance can you provide?
Well, go into the burnt circle in the corral in the center of town of this settlement by morning, and you will find out.
Okay.
Are we looking for something in particular?
Yes, he says. Then he gets up and walks out.
Well, I'll certainly aim to follow him for the time being, assuming that he's probably heading towards the burnt circle.
Not far from the tent, you see what appears to be a draft horse and a wagon.
Oh, can I make a perception check to see if they leave?
Sure.
Hang on. 19.
19. Okay, you see what appears to be a rather large, bulky, scaly humanoid pushing his way through the pub brawl with ease, stepping through the crowd.
And Dimitri following along in the wake to make it easy for him to get through.
Do I notice Dimitri?
You do.
Okay. I would like to make a strength-based intimidation, if that's okay, by yelling at the top of my lungs, bellowing, getting everybody to stop fighting.
Okay. Mark, would you like to roll for David?
Well, you can.
One?
I'll give him a dice, yes.
17 gun dice.
See, it looks like the dice are on fire for you today, David. You bellow
Nice.
so loudly that everyone stops and looks at you.
Bradshaw gets a last hit on somebody.
Gentlemen, ladies, whatever you are, this has been rather enjoyable. Come, my friends, we must go. We have work to do with the beers. I bid you all a good evening. And final thanks.
Bradshaw gets one hit on the guy that he's fighting at the time.
Okay,
Just after he says that, I go, oh sorry, I just heard it then.
so you hit Captain Crimson in the back again.
Yeah, fine. I go, hey, You got that one? Yeah, you deserve it. Hang on. Okay,
It's a kidney shot from behind. What a gift.
no, it's a, I was thinking more one of those nightclub hits, but anyway. But yeah.
Okay, so yes, you all wander out at this stage, finding Dimitri has followed a 7-foot tall dragonborn out to a draft horse and wagon.
Oh, what the hell is he? He's cool. Can you breathe fire?
Go, Jeremy.
As he's heading towards the wagon, I'm thinking, is the burnt offerings not this way?
He says, "See you at just before dawn."
Wait, we didn't have to live? What the hell? That was fun fight. I shot Bradshaw stab a guy with a trident.
I look in different directions, going, nah.
I thought Crimson was going to do that T-Rex maneuver on that one guy. It was awesome.
Okay. Now, it was Little Miss that got told to meet Razzle, wasn't it?
A couple of you were.
It was Little Miss that what?
My understanding that it was us as a party to be there.
No, but I'm talking in the visions, like in the 3 questions type stuff.
All right.
Razzle got specifically mentioned for Little Miss.
And
was there another one as well?
It was also for Captain Crimson.
Captain Crunch.
Okay, right. So
Captain Crunch is
and when Dimitri sees those two come out, he'll suggest the fact that apparently this individual goes by the name of Razzle.
Captain Razzle.
He just introduced himself as Razzle.
Hang on, and Little Miss is only
But
one.
the,
Sorry, go.
Sorry, Doma.
I was going to say there's only one captain. And he got king hit. I laughed at myself. Some super drunk.
There are many
That was
captains.
awesome. Do it again.
Oh, do it again.
Many captains. However, yes. Apparently he plans to meet us in the morning, whatever purpose. But in the meantime, I'm going to go and have a look at where the what might be left of this legacy.
Well, that sounds boring, but it sounds like you might get stabbed doing it, so I want to watch that.
Another stabbing, Bradshaw says.
No, I'm watching Dimitri get stabbed.
I'll go get the beer. I'll get him off. Get some beer.
No more drinking. We might actually be needed.
I come back down.
As you come back, one of the dwarves hands you a beer from the tent.
I know. Oh, I don't
Hey!
I was going to say, what sort of dwarf is Bradshaw? Wouldn't he run back for the beer? Didn't he still have it in his hand?
I was
The whole
punching
time he
people.
was fighting.
That's right. Don't spill the beer.
Yeah, the only true disappointment is he didn't finish it before the fight ended.
I'm pretty sure now it might have some possible blood in it, I've got a feeling, but I'm not sure. But yeah.
I'm just sure it adds to the taste.
Exactly.
Okay, so you reach
Okay. Hi.
you reach a clearing that's about so diameter of about 200 feet,
Okay.
and it's all charred black.
Okay. As he's walking towards that area, is there much in the way of other people around? Have there people gone to Gork or Look or anything like that?
There's a number of clerics on the edges of the paddock fence around that area praying.
Okay. But no one, there's no just onlookers or anything like that?
No one seems to want to look at it.
Okay.
Yo! Holy boys! What's going on here?
One of them looks annoyed at being interrupted and says, finishing prayers to the spirits giving thanks to what had to be done.
Okay.
Dimitri will aim to move obliquely towards it and certainly take advantage of Harmon's distraction to basically find a spot to watch from a shadows where they won't be seen easily, and potentially look for the opportunity to move in or get an indication as to how long they might be waiting there at the, or doing to finalising the rites.
You have a feeling they'll be there all night, and they don't seem to be stopping anyone from entering or leaving. They're just praying.
Okay, but no one is staying in there because obviously it's as far as the Ethergari is concerned, it's a taboo type place immediately because of the implications of what went on there. Is that right?
It's basically more of a no one wants to be reminded of the loss.
Yeah.
And so that's
Blondin
what
looks
it's
to Dimitri and quizzically as if wondering if he wants another distraction.
Well, okay, Dimitri will go off to the side and he'll take his head as not needed type stuff, but
Do you know what my distraction was going to be? He was going to grab Bradshaw and throw him in the circle.
Yeah, I expected it.
Why don't you just throw his mug in the circle? That will make him clamber there quickly.
No. Bruce would run.
Because, I can pick him up and throw him, but there is no way in hell I'm getting that mug out of his hand.
Or, if you threw a mug that I didn't have into the thing, you could see a bloody muscular goat almost running straight in there and start drinking up the liquid. So, either one.
I'm sure he can catch it like a frisbee.
True. Okay.
So looking from the sidelines, Dimitri basically trying to actually get an indication as, okay, yep. If there's anything left, apparently in there, any residual, like natural effects or
Give me a
might be in the area.
perception roll for Dimitri.
Oh, dice is on fire. 29.
Okay, having a look, you can see that all the clerics surrounding the fence, even though they've been saying they're clerics of Tubak, are all clerics of the sun god Ixion.
Okay. Tubak should go.
Tubak the Lawbringer is the local name of the god.
So that's the devil god.
The sun god.
Ixion the sun god. But he was one of the two forces, or represent one of the two significant forces that were involved in the course of the events that Dimitri was investigated.
And it looks as if runes were briefly burnt into the ground surrounding throughout the area as whatever spell they did happened.
Okay, but they are dressed as Ethergarians.
They are all dressed as Ethergarians, and they have a holy symbol that's not the same as the general clerics of Ixion.
But yeah, so they've been apparently pretending to be this other, the Ethergarian religion.
Well, I'm not pretending it actually is that religion, but it's the same god.
Oh, okay, like, yeah, so it's they're worshipping Ixion in a different, under a different name. Well, normally the Ethergarians worship Ixion under a different name, but these guys are effectively worshipping Ixion directly, is that what you mean?
So while it's under a different name, it's the same god.
Okay, yeah.
So you just recognize it as the god you know of.
As Ixion, okay, yeah, so so in itself, they're not unusual to be here.
Not unusual for them to be.
Even you took the attitude of Dimitri of, if it's not the way I interpret it, it must be wrong.
Obviously it's wrong, that's right. But it's wrong, but not out of place. In fact, yeah, they're going along with a lot of things.
They do have two other main influences. Yamurga, the Hut Dweller, which you recognize as the goddess Terra, and
Awesome.
Krisha, the Mischief Bringer.
Yep. Otherwise known as Karameikos.
No, actually, it's different to Karatiku.
They're different discipline, okay?
There are a lot of Mischief Bringers in this setting.
Yep.
Karatika's one.
One of them might be one.
I don't mean good alignment. I mean Karatiku's the awesome.
Yes.
And you would actually...
Look, you guys go with your my religions are the better religions.
And you would think that whatever they did here was a holy rite to their god Tubak in there, and basically performing a rite of fire.
Yep. Does it appear there's anything left in the field?
Not even ash of what was there.
Okay. Is there any indication of magical after effects, like they managed to open up a portal or something that might be the sort of thing that they're looking to go through?
Well, there are little bits of flame still floating in the air around from the firestorm that was here for a brief moment.
Mm-hmm.
You can see little bits of flame going up as far as you can see.
Okay. Dimitri will.
Are you good enough to spark some fire to allow us to backtrack?
Sorry,
Well, it looks like there are the vestiges of fire here. Are you competent in order to backtrack the magic in order to allow for a gate or something like that?
well, I am.
Or is this the limit of your power? Just checking.
Ooh, that's I'm liking Martin's character already right now. So. Now I'm starting to like elves again, by the way. Just put it out there.
They grow
There
in.
is no limit to the power of knowledge, and I will.
But you're about to set a limit on the power of knowledge. Just
Sorry?
check. You're about to set a limit.
No, I said there is no limit to the power of knowledge, and I'm going to go forward to investigate further. And cast invisibility on myself,
Mhm.
and then stealthily go forward to examine the interior of the clearing.
Yep.
And so take
Just to be taking for a second.
And what was that, Dave?
Seeing you cast invisibility,
Yep.
Plum and start to fight with Bradshaw. Very, very tame fight, but he starts to fight with Bradshaw.
Oh, I'm in a good mood right now. I'm going,
2 fights in 1 night.
Yeah,
hey, what's this fight for? But I don't want
chopped up and fight properties.
I'm at a certain height, aren't I?
Well,
Yes, you
would
are.
I be at the kind of waist level height kind of thing?
for an elf, not for a human.
Okay. Oh, so he's a big human, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he's a human, so he'd be between 4 and 5 feet.
Okay.
Hey,
So,
Hey, Rex, look,
yeah.
if the Ethangarian wins, does he get you girlfriend?
Does this little miss say this out loud or not?
Yes.
Yes, she actually says this out
I'll
loud.
punch him in the balls.
Plum and roars and joy and laughter and stuff, punching harder.
I'll punch him for that area.
Okay, so apparently Bradshaw goes for the low blow and give me a roll.
Oh, okay. You're right, you're fine, buddy, you're fine. That's about 13 total.
And basically does the punch in the rock hard abs instead of where he was aiming for.
Oh,
And you notice that Plum doesn't even seem to notice.
Oh, little man, bring your face to my fist.
That's two attacks, don't I? Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Flamin does his best to be as distracting and disruptive as possible.
Well, I
Okay.
want to focus on Dimitri. I have the alert feed, so hopefully that allows me to stay on target.
Okay. So as you are paying attention, Dimitri goes invisible in front of you, and then the next thing you do is you see Dimitri stepping into the ring. And then
Well, as long as I browbeat him into doing this, then great.
and then
So
he
the
disappears.
invisibility was removed if you came in?
I was going to finish with that bit, and then he disappears again, and then reappears again at random intervals while you're watching him.
I'm distracted, so I'm not no less. But
Okay. He did get 20 on stealth when he's moving around. So.
So the question I'd give you as well, does Flamin notice this being as though he's intentionally trying to keep a distraction?
He does notice that Dimitri disappears, and then he does see him briefly appear in the ring, and then disappear again.
Okay, and do any of the clerics notice this?
Yes, they just don't seem to care.
I would hit.
So none of them react to Dimitri being in there.
A few of them shake their head.
Well, the fight goes out of Blunt and he stops caring. Oh, hey, Bradshaw, this is boy.
Now,
Yeah.
I would have hit him twice. I would have hit him twice by then because I got Sentinel. If he tries to move,
Any
he
of them
can't
that
move.
have reacted, they were getting a Bradshaw to the face.
Okay, and then you try to move away from Bradshaw, and unfortunately he's planted himself on you, so you can't move.
Yeah, I've got the Sentinel feet. So
Get off, you little annoying man!
hey, you start this, we finish this. I keep saying.
You look like you look like a gnome. Get off me!
Oh, I get more angry now.
Okay, so the old cleric of Tubak, Conchi, comes by and says, go have your fun in your tent later, as he walks past.
Okay, fine, Bruce.
Whoa, Jesus!
He's only following the advice of the priest.
Apparently he listens to priests.
Yes.
Yeah, dwarves don't have, only have priests. They don't have wizards or anything in their organisations.
Bradshaw, you nerd!
And so Dimitri does notice that one of the older clerics is standing by the edge of the fence watching him. Even though you're sure you're invisible.
Yeah, okay. I'm happy that I'm moving quietly and stealthily, but okay. I just don't want to disturb the others unnecessarily, so if they're not concerned about me watching...
That's how you make the opposite.
But yeah, so if they're not trying to stop me, then I will continue looking around, particularly trying to pick up any magical auras or like look at the flame spurts and bits and pieces.
Do you cast detect magic?
I was going to say, detect magic is a concentration, I think, from memory, is it?
It is a concentration.
So I will certainly spend probably 10 minutes or so wandering around with invisibility
Yep.
before looking at that, on the idea of working out what I can find out before I actually try and cast it. Yep.
Okay, so you never notice that you're visible, so you're not really sure why the one of the clerics head's always following where you are.
Hey, I'm happy that he's potentially not seeing invisible. That's cool. So,
And
and it's not like you even know.
Is fighting off cleric.
And the rest of you sort of notice Dimitri appearing and disappearing at random in the circle.
Remember, they start to get 20 on the perception.
Cleric.
Well, there's a big wide
Little
circle,
cover, yeah. I don't
so
understand.
no actual cover. So while While you're
It's
completely
light time,
silent,
Still dark.
while you're completely silent, there's enough light for everyone to see you.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, okay, so after looking around carefully for 10-15 minutes, does he find anything more interesting at that point?
There are these scorch marks are in a definite pattern in the grass.
As in a pattern that would indicate like potentially a rune, or pattern of where, like how the property might have been laid out?
More of a spiral.
Mm-hmm.
If he's going to be there for 10 to 15 minutes, Ramen is... sorry. Ramen's going to pick up a couple of pebbles and throw them at his head every now and again.
Okay.
I don't see a problem with that.
He then hands a few pebbles to the old priest as well, to the old cleric.
He just looks at you and says, isn't that a bit disrespectful?
I mean, isn't being in the circle disrespectful? I'm just throwing it there to you, not so.
No, it's not disrespectful, it's dangerous.
Why?
The magic here still has after effects. The clerics are containing it.
Wolf again?
It could quite easily go boom again.
Oh, I would love to see this.
It's expected to go boom at daylight.
Oh, cool. How long is it daylight?
Couple of hours.
Okay. Well, look, until then, let's tempt fate. Blonde and Kate throwing pebbles at Dimitri's head.
Okay. So occasionally a pebble bounces off Dimitri.
Dimitri will turn and look critically, saying, "What for? You want to come and look?"
Also, make sure you're out of there before daylight. It's going to explode again.
So just to
Yes, I
clarify,
know.
Dimitri's in the circle.
Yeah, Dimitri's in the circle.
Can I join him, or is it one person only?
Do you ask that of someone?
Yes.
Well, the Cornchy turns to you and says, you may enter, he just doesn't recommend it.
And why is that?
Don't do it, my friend. It could go boom again.
Why does the non-Parliament recommend that we don't?
Because the clerics are containing the magic that was used to remove everything from here.
Fair enough. Okay, well I will wait.
And while you
Wait. If I knock over some clerics, will it go boom again?
it might.
That's just very tempting.
I've gone to find Bruce, reach Bruce padding and pass out drunk. That's it for the rest of the game.
Okay.
So just to let you know. So if anything happens, I can't help you.
So you're going to be drunk till morning?
I'll leave it up to you as a DM if I actually wake up or not.
Because they were told that they had to be in the circle before morning.
Oh, all of us?
Yeah.
Did anyone tell us that? Did actually anyone tell Bradshaw that?
No.
Well, Dimitri certainly did.
So in that case, can I just get in the circle? Because if we're all meant to be in there by morning, then...
Yeah.
Only if so I have Martin's elf's names. Trellen. Only if Trellen actually mentions it to you, because Dimitri certainly didn't.
No, I don't know. I don't know anything about it, so I've just passed out a bit. So people can come and grab me, but
Can I ask Dimitri?
So while you're standing
I'm happy to
there,
talk to you about it.
and Trellen's
Okay.
talking to you about it, you hear the sound of a cart coming up behind you.
Okay. Cool, who's in the car?
There's a big draft horse and the dragonborn that you saw walking out earlier behind the reins.
Oh.
You might have seen the fact that the Dragonborn that we were following out went to the cart instead of actually continuing on towards the circle.
Right. Can I go over and introduce myself?
To the horse or to the person at the cart?
I mean, I'd probably start with the person in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Lyman starts with the horse.
Okay. As you introduce yourself to the horse, you notice. Give him a perception roll.
Perception roll.
Yep.
Oh, it's horse related. At least it gives us an advantage.
Advantage.
Well, the problem is it's not horse related.
13 on the dice.
Okay, so as you're looking, you notice it's left no horse prints behind it, but claw gouges in the ground.
You're not the horse.
And
And
its head starts to turn in a way that makes you think if a horse did that, its neck would have just snapped and it would have died. As it's looking at you.
Well, I know you're not the horse. What are you? You're incredible. You pretend to be the greatest animal in the realm, and yet you are strong or scary. You are very cool.
You feel it lick you from head to foot.
Oh, that's gross.
But you see no tongue.
Yeah, I'm not okay with this. We need to consent to the current. For some people, not the horse.
Okay, so while you're interacting with that, was it Brett? Who was it? It was Captain Crimson was walking up to the driver, that was correct?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, so he looks down at you and says, greetings, pirate captain.
Greetings. Are you Captain Russell?
I will be, he says.
You will be. Interesting. So, you're like my favorite person right now. Hi, how are you?
I am Captain Russell, eventually, he says.
So, I have to ask. I went on a journey up to the mountain and did the thing with the thing. And I'm also very, very drunk, so my words are gone. But I was told that you were the person I had to find to help save the world from all of these wonderful doom premonition thingies that I was told, yes.
A chance will be given, he says.
Have you heard of me?
Yes.
And how have you heard of me?
By the Armada of ships you captained.
Right. And you're here to help me or other people, or?
Yes, he says.
Right. What do I need to do to make sure that I do the right thing here? Do you know what I need to do here?
He does.
Okay, what do I need to do?
What you do best.
Right, give me a hand.
What I do best is follow the word of Cinemark. And I fulfill his will.
Says, if you're true to yourself, you should not go wrong.
Do I need to be in the circle in there?
We all do.
Upon hearing his little missteps into the circle.
Yeah. I ask if he wants to come in with me now.
As you're watching, you see the draft horse limbally climb over the fence and then lift the cart over with its front hooves.
Okay. Norman is concerned, but also overheard that everybody has to, so he runs off to go fetch Rachel.
Right.
And grabs them both and runs back.
Okay. Tell her I'll fix it. Tell her to come in. Okay. Sorry. Look, can I just ask him, is there anything that he needs right now? Because I'm happy to share whatever I have with him. He is essentially the savior of my people.
He shrugs and says he's good.
Okay. In that case, I bow to him in some drunken way and I step into the circle.
Has everyone got me? Or
Yep. Flamin's going to get you.
got Bruce as well, or just me?
Just you.
Can I start eating some food and try to sober up? I've got food on me in my
You
little
know what I do?
pockets
I
and
do
things.
that, yeah.
Alright, I'm just going to disappear for a second, guys. I'll be back.
All good.
If Plowman's coming to get me, well, Bruce has got to come with me. Why is Bruce not coming? That's what you get. You cop that from Bradshaw because he's kind of.
Oh no, he has the both of you under his arm. And
Okay,
running
cool.
back.
No
His
problem.
arms.
No fighting the whole thing then. Yeah. We'll just go, where are we going, Plowman? We're going to go for another fight. You going to throw me at somebody? That's all you get from the whole way. So.
Shut up.
The real problem is he's keeping you separate from Bruce. He's keeping you apart.
Oh no.
They're like magnets stuck to him.
Oh, Bruce is big enough that I could probably touch him from the other side, yeah. He's the big bloody guy. So. He could have just put me on top of Bruce and just carry Bruce. He could have done that. So. Anyway, cool. I just want to make sure that I wasn't left alone by myself and have to fend myself with all these barbarians. So.
Wow.
Hey, I said that as me, not the character, okay?
Yes, all those barbaric dwarves from Rockholm, what are they doing there with beer?
Hey, I wasn't. I'm playing. If they're going to leave me, I'm just going to start drinking and drinking and drinking.
So, people start coming into the circle prior to Dimitri's 15-minute mark.
Yep. Before you get your spell off.
Yep, okay.
Alright guys, I'm going to start losing reception again.
Dimitri will be inquiring, saying, are you guys looking to search as well?
What are we searching for?
Little Miss just points her thumb towards the Dragonborn.
We have got a couple hours yet.
What are we searching for? No one's told me what to search for. Have you lost your marbles again, Dimitri?
Only with you around.
Hey, I'm still drunk, by the way.
Flyman rubs Bradshaw's face to the ground. Search for the dog.
It's just that, as I said, we had a couple hours before we had to be here to presumably depart. I was merely looking at scouting first. If you think that we're about to depart,
Victory. My understanding from what our friend over here said and points to, is it his name Trellen?
Trellen.
Trellen. Points to Trellen. From my understanding, what was said is that Captain Razzle, or Captain, has said that we needed to be here before dawn, not how long before.
Yeah, okay. He said before dawn, so we've got a couple of hours.
Well,
So he's going to spend 15 minutes doing his thing and
Yes, but
sounds good to me.
yeah, but have you got all your gear?
Yes.
Well,
Do I
You were sick.
have that, my dear?
You were sitting in the party with your backpack and everything?
Oh, gotcha. I don't let that truck out of my
We've only
sight.
just come back. We've only just come back from the trip.
Well, it would have been a few hours.
Honestly, Little Miss travels light. She doesn't actually have that much on her ever.
And a lot of them just dump their pack by the door.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know what plan wants me to look for yet, so I'm just going. Oh.
Okay, so while you're down on the ground like that, you see some big scaly feet laying next to you.
I'm back, sorry guys.
Oh. I'm still drunk, a little bit drunk. I'm just poking at the feet. What are you?
Feet?
Bradshaw's currently looking at the dirt very closely and examining a large set of feet attached to a 7-foot-tall dragonborn.
Is he in the circle with us?
Yes, he is.
Plowman, you need to look at those feet again. Because I think it's Plowman's. Okay. You've had a few drinks by now, so. Yeah. You have problems there, man.
I don't think so, Bradshaw. I'm over here.
If you're over there, and that's not yours, and I look up going, hello?
You see a lot of really bright blue teeth looking down at you.
Oh.
A rather disturbing smile.
You're the...
Renshaw, stay down, be quiet. As Dimitri walks up to Razzle and says, "Now you can understand now why we're late. Are we expected to depart soon?"
No, he says.
A pebble bounces off the back of Dimitri's head.
As you see Drazzle pull a book out of his wagon and start to walk around the circle chanting.
Oh.
Can I recognize what he's chanting?
Give me a Arcana roll.
I do that as well.
You can.
Natural 1 for a total of 11.
Up to you, little miss.
So,
I'm guessing, hang on a second, I'll just double check. I know, because the teacher needs not track of all, it's draconic, isn't it? Which to me, you don't speak. I was thinking you were going to be talking a language you didn't understand at all, but you probably at least understand it.
No, he's actually using magic.
Okay, I just thought I'd ask because I am.
So, what did Little Miss get on her Arcana roll?
15.
15. Okay, what does Dimitri think is happening?
Well, okay, his assumption was that and I don't know whether he picked up anything in the 15 minutes we were walking around looking, but having noted the spiral to the centre type stuff and the indication that we should all be here before dawn, his assumption is, okay, well, at dawn, a portal of some sort will open and we'll be going through that way. And obviously, it's going to take more ritual magic to achieve, which is why Razzle's starting this process. So he's going to go back and gather up all his bits and pieces, the books and things like that that he's been working on and got extracted from, along with all his other equipment, and then come back with the circle afterwards. Okay. In about probably 10-15 minutes.
Why?
Hey, any thing, we're probably leaving soon. Well, before morning.
Little Miss picks up. He is chanting some sort of devotion to the gods of time. And he's walking in the opposite direction to a spiral that was formed by the clerics of Tubak.
Little Miss visibly relaxes and sits down cross-legged in the circle and just watches with interest.
Seeing Little Miss relax, Robin also relaxes.
Do I find any stones next to my feet at the time?
Yep.
Can I throw one at Dimitri's head and with a disadvantage?
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's actually alright. That's a 22.
With disadvantage?
Yeah, 12 and a 13. So.
Okay. So
Little
yes.
Miss looks over at Flarman with like a semi-excited look on her face and is like, "We're going back in time."
Oh, really?
Oh.
I just sat down because you sat down. Are we going back in time?
So when I
When
throw
he's
the
done, I
stone,
think so.
Bruce will be in front of me and I'll just try
That's
to hide behind
cool.
Bruce because I'm drunk. Still be drunk. So, yeah. So you get hit back on the head, Dimitri, by a stone.
Okay, so after about half an hour, Dimitri returns with his stuff. And you see that from where you're sitting, you can start to make out a what appears to be a Rune of Time forming.
Great, so we're not just going through portal somewhere else, but we're going through time to get there. Terrific.
The artifacts that we're carrying.
Yeah, that's what I was about to think about, was the fact that, okay, from Dimitri's knowledge, he knows that it can make problems going through portals and teleporting type stuff, but time travel might be slightly different, or affect them in different ways anyway, so what's his thoughts on that?
His thoughts on that crap, he has no idea.
Okay.
One of the first times he's never encountered time magic.
Yep.
So as Little Miss is watching, she notices that he then has moved on to devotion to matter and earth.
She looks puzzled for a second. She looks puzzled for a second and then kind of says to Plowman, and I'm guessing that Captain has been listening too.
Yeah.
Because he's nearby. But she kind of says, I think space as well.
What the fuck? Okay, I'm sure I won't get to ride a horse there.
Yes. He's setting it up so this field is going to be bigger on the outside than it is on the inside.
Shut up, nerd!
But after about another half an hour, he seems to change to a devotion on thought.
On what?
Thought.
Does there appear to be any action or reaction from the spiral markings left on the ground by the Ichian priest?
It seems to be flashing occasionally as he's talking. It seems to be going in a rhythm to his voice.
Can you not shut up and let them do it? Like, well, it doesn't matter. Whatever happens, happens.
Dimitri's not saying anything. He's barely looking and assessing. So.
Yes, but you're looking loudly. Shut up.
Are there any of the Ichian priests still watching this procedure, or are they still trying to attempt to contain, or?
They are doing what appears to be some sort of containment spell on the outside.
Is the chief priest that was willing to talk before apparently involved, or he's watching and willing to talk?
He apparently is involved. You also see the high priest of Yamurga also involved, as the high priest of Krisha is as well.
Mm-hmm. Do they appear to have redoubled their efforts or anything in any way, having seen with Razzle having started to do other magic within that?
Well, you see a rune moving slightly anti-clockwise that Razzle has made, while their runes are moving slightly clockwise.
And so, has all the rest of the party moved into the centre of the field, or they're just in the field?
They're in the field.
Well, Dimitri will wait for Razzle to come back round on his circuit, and then aim to enter behind him as he goes past.
Well, the assumption was you entered before he had finished his first one. So you're gone and back before he moved on to matter and thought.
Oh, okay, so it looks like he's only going to do one loop of the paddock.
He'd probably be doing a couple of loops each time.
Yeah. So no clear. I was picturing basically walking around, circling the place. I'm basically aiming to, assuming he's already done a few laps.
Mm-hmm.
I will aim to walk in behind him rather than actually walking in front of him type stuff.
Yep.
So.
And once he finishes his dedication to thought, he moves on to dedication to energy. And with that, the ground beneath you lights up.
Ooh, tingling.
Dimitri's holding on to Yen's diamond, thinking, well, this could be interesting to see what happens.
After throwing in a big object, and I'm laying next to Bradshaw, to Bruce, I fall asleep again. So.
Okay, well, I'm just going to quickly duck to the bathroom and then I'll be right back.
Another pebble bounces off Dimitri's head.
Also, Bruce can't hold himself any longer and let's go one of those perfect Bruce fasts. So. While everyone's in the circle.
He needs to make constitution checks, and
yep,
he is glad that
it's a stinking cloud, so...
Mark,
Yeah.
Remember, the diameter of the circle was about 200 feet.
I don't know, but anyone next to Bruce and Bradshaw at the moment, within, say, 20 feet, I think it's a stinging cloud, so...
Well, as I said, Dimitri had moved towards the centre of the circle, into the centre of the spiral, which meant that, okay, and was encouraging others that yes, you may wish to be more central when the events go off. So.
Yep, and another pebble bounced off Dimitri's head. Nerd!
It misses.
Are you sure?
Well, now he's made attention, so it's dodgy.
I mean, I can roll it if you want.
Well, I hit you.
Also, you're following scales.
Sorry?
So I'm guessing that both of us have evasion.
Yeah, Dimitri's got, I think, a level of rogue in him, I think, still. Last I remember.
Look, I'll fish a boulder out of the ground if I have to.
Oh, so I wish I
I mean,
wasn't...
I've got time and I've got strength.
Dimitri might be squashed by a boulder.
Some might even say that in this case, time is on our side.
I'm really upset that Bradshaw's asleep, drunk asleep, but because he'd actually join you and pick up the boulder and just throw him. So.
Luckily, there's no boulder in there.
We could dig up.
I mean, I've got time, I'll dig. What about the charred remains of all of the wall that was good?
Well, there's nothing actually, no remains in the circle. That's the part that is so puzzling for you. For something that supposedly...
Disintegrates a hell of a thing.
Yeah. And after he finishes and the ground starts to light up, he walks into the very center of the circle, chanting a devotion to Entropy.
Jesus.
I kind of
There is some magic going on here.
What's going on? And
Plumman's butt tingles while he's sitting on the ground.
Because,
Out of curiosity, other than Plumman and Bradshaw, who certainly said they didn't, did anyone actually follow Dimitri's suggestion and him towards the centre of the circle?
Yeah, so I'm happy to go towards the middle of the circle.
Yeah, I'm just sitting down nearby, kind of chewing on some coffee beans and, nuts and stuff.
Yeah, but are we talking nearby in the circle or in the centre of the circle?
In the centre of the circle, right next to Dimitri.
Smartest member of the party.
And I'll hopefully get a little tingly sensation so I can find the middle.
Okay.
Well, there's actually a big spiral that you can potentially follow to get to the middle.
Alright, I'm in it.
Plumman takes little Mrs. Lee.
Which means, because it means that, yes, when the tingling started, Dimitri didn't need to indicate and remind people to come, because obviously if Plumman and Bradshaw don't, well, that's up to them.
Well, I'm kind of passed out, so no one's really trying to... So, I said...
When the Dragonborn starts heading towards the centre, I'll stand up and go to meet him there.
Oh, yeah. Plumman's up, and he grabs Bradshaw and Bruce and drags them to the centre.
Did the horse and cart go towards the centre?
They pointed towards the center.
Yeah.
Okay, he steps right up to next to the center with his hands over the center of the circle. And finishes his chanting there for another half an hour.
Wow, sure I'm glad I'm here with you all right now. I could be sitting over there, but I'm not.
I did say we weren't leaving until just before morning.
But you also said come to center of the circle.
And when he finishes chanting, you see a disc form in the very center. Razzle turns
A vertical disc or a horizontal disc?
A horizontal disc.
Right, okay.
So
Underneath us?
flat to the ground, floating in the air.
Okay, hang on. Plumman looks to Scales. So, do we get on it? Do we jump through it? What would you like us to do?
Yeah, like how big is the disc?
It is about a foot in diameter.
Mm-hmm.
Drazzle says each grab hold of the disc.
I do so.
So do I.
Bradshaw, grab the thing. And then Plum grabs Bruce's hoof and touches it to the disc.
And Sir Clovis also touches the disc.
Oh,
just-
perfect.
Happens to be there as well.
What about his big ass griffin thing?
Well, you do notice that the big horse does not touch the disc.
Okay, cool.
And after you're all touching the disc, you notice the sun come up, and the disc shatters into 8 pieces. And time seems to stop. Razzle says, now's the time to choose which story you'll follow.
Plummet immediately looks a little mess.
If we go toward Karameikos, then there are many quests that we could potentially complete.
You cannot touch another's story. Anything you interact with is forbidden for the other stories.
You need to be a bit more clearer about that.
He says you must follow one story. When you follow the other stories, you cannot touch what your previous story has touched.
So are you
I feel like
suggesting,
stopping the fleet.
are you suggesting we may get a chance to follow the other stories afterwards?
When you complete a story, you come back here to finish another story.
Oh, that's cool.
Time has
So
been
it's all
fractured.
happening at the same time.
Yeah, so this is Super Mario level chooser pre-level thing.
But you cannot cross the same path you have crossed before.
So you're suggesting that there seem to be a number of potential quests down around Karameikos, and that if we did one of them, we'd have to ensure that we could not appear in the same place again for another quest?
If you do, you unravel time.
Do any of these things happen? Do any of the focal points of any of these stories happen before the others?
They all start now, he says.
Well, I would recommend then that we start with the ones that are least likely to interact with each other, which meant that there was. So I'm trying to think now. So there was a question. There was a question. The fleet that was out towards Arendi, was it? No, or the Minotaur?
There was quite a few relating to the Irendian, Minrothad, and Karameikos. They were tied together in 3 or 4 of the stories.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought. That's what I was looking back. Yeah, the fleet.
Yeah,
Sorry.
the fleet at
Alphatian.
Alphasia. If we went to Alphasia and burnt the grounded Armada, that wouldn't interact with any of the other locations, I don't think.
It would not.
That would certainly be the one that's furthest away from anything so far, yes.
Yeah, that's what I was like. It might be a good start for that reason.
So while you guys are talking, Plummet does a great eye contact with the mess.
I would recommend that Alphasia would be a good place to start.
I will ask Razzle, with the ones that are intertwined in Karameikos area, there was a vision I had about a ship head that makes a fleet invincible, and there were many other visions people had about fleets coming to basically destroy a number of different people, like the people of Karameikos. If that shiphead is not obtained, will that impact how those stories unfold?
He says if you complete each task in the next 6 months, then your stories will unfold as they should. You have 6 months to complete them.
And remember that there were different fleets involved.
Yeah, one's the air fleet.
Yeah, like the fleet that would be if the fleet that gets the prow before you is going to be one of 3 different fleets that we might be up against. And yeah, so the air fleet in Alphatian is the one that will make.
I'm asking about the ones that are related at the moment.
Yeah.
Because what I'm asking is if we try and do one of the other stories that comes into contact with that fleet before we remove that item that makes them nigh invincible, is that potentially doing things in the wrong order and making it harder for ourselves? Like, is there an order to this that we need to strategize?
But if we start with the one that's furthest away.
I'm
happy just to do that.
I think I understand what Grace is trying to ask, though, is that if we destroy the fleet first, and that means that we can not then follow the steps which will allow us to capture the ship mast at the right time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No. See, the fleet.
My one,
The Alphatian fleet has
the
nothing.
beholder has nothing to do with the sea. So
No,
doesn't
exactly.
matter.
The Alphatian thing has nothing to do with that storyline.
Exactly.
Okay, sorry.
So if we do that Alphatian storyline first, then there's no chance of us interfering with the others. And while we're doing that Alphatian storyline, we can plan, strategize the best way to ensure we do the others without interacting.
Okay, except you're making an assumption that they don't interact, and that is why I am asking Razzle, are there certain things like that that are interacting? Like, is there someone in Alphatian, for example, that we shouldn't be interacting with first because they're going to come up in one of the other stories, and so by then we won't be able to interact with them?
He thinks for a moment and opens up a book he was working on the night before, and comes back to you and says, everything's connected.
That didn't really clarify that.
But it's still accepted.
Yeah, I think my interpretation of that is that we can't. Everything's going to be connected, so we're not going to be able to interact with someone. But as long as we don't interact with ourselves in different places,
Save the cheerleader, save the world.
yeah, pretty much.
Is that, well, can we actually ask Razzle, is that what he means?
Same paragraph.
We just can't overlap ourselves?
You can, if you meet yourselves in this time, you will unravel time.
Yeah, so it's the meeting ourselves part that's the problem, not interacting with the same person on different missions.
Is that right?
He sort of looks to the side a bit and says, close enough.
Yeah, because it's unlikely that that particular person will be in the same place at the same time.
Yeah. If that's the case, then I'm kind of
Whatever.
with the group on this of let's start with Alphatian. And because that's the one that seems the least interconnected, so that'll give us an idea of, like, if that's the one that on the surface of things seems the least connected, and it turns out when we do it that there's lots of things that probably have impact, we'll know that, like, that's the baseline of how intertwined this is all going to get.
And if nothing else, it'll give us time to actually work out what we're going through. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I think that's not a bad plan.
We're happy to go for trying to destroy the fleet of Alphatian, of course. Yeah. I'm sure that the fleet's not that big. It'll be very simple to just light a match and get the whole thing all in one boat, and we're out of there in half an hour.
Okay, with that, you then notice that only Captain Crimson's holding a shard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess that means we're going. Do I need to do anything to activate it, or?
No. Potentially that means that, yes, you have the shard. We've now got up to 6 months to reach Alphatian to try and stop the ships.
Oh, so we have to travel from here.
Yes.
Well, isn't that a problem then? Because then we'd be interacting with ourselves every time we leave.
As long as we head in a different direction, we're okay.
Well, I'm not quite sure if that...
Razzle says, once we leave the field, time starts.
Okay, so we just have to leave a separate direction each time.
Leaving north is recommended.
Yep.
Alright, I guess we leave north.
Just means every time we travel to Karameikos, we'll have to take a slightly different route.
Yep.
Does make it interesting.
So Martin,
Yep.
how far are we from a port?
You are quite a ways from a port, as I will bring up a nice map for you.
Heading northwards, I'm guessing we're probably aiming for Sodaford. In the Sodaford Yaldums.
So, let's see if I bring the map up. Okay, not that one, that one. Okay, can you see the finger on the map?
Okay.
So you see the Ethinger Carnate words. You're right between, you're on that river between the two words.
Oh, sorry, yes. I might have, I was looking at the end of the alarm and I was looking at that, so yes.
Are we going to be going up through the Lantry?
Galantry is off to the west. To the north is the Haldenic territories, the hated enemy of the Ethingarians. To the south is the Dwarves of Rockholm.
And Alphatian doesn't have magic outlawed, does it?
No. Alphatian is only people with magic have the right to any sort of rules or laws. And apparently with Plumman not being so clear in the background, he's more than happy that you're heading to his most hated foes.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, he's all good. He's actually really happy about that.
Just a question. So where we are now,
Yep.
do we have a way of communicating with the coast, or is that just sending a message, or what's the...
Dimitri has a way.
I was about to say, how long would it take a ship to get around from the seas of around Spectalaran / Smithnet, Orendi, around to the Kingdom of Oslo?
It can probably take it about 2 or 3 months.
And then how long would it take to get across to Alphatian?
About 2 or 3 months.
Well, certainly as we depart heading northwards type stuff, Dimitri will aim to try and contact his ship's captain and get an indication exactly where he might be at this present time. Just say, he might be in Aslan.
He's currently reporting he's on the Jungle Coast.
The Jungle Coast.
So, Jeremy, for your perspective, you see the this area is here is where you guys are. So you're
Yep.
between the two mountain ranges there.
Yep.
The Jungle Coast is down here.
Yeah, that's what I had a feeling it was down that way, yes.
Where you want to go over here?
Sorry?
Where you want to go over here?
Yeah.
How long would a boat take to get from Jungle Coast to us?
Probably about 3 months.
And is there any way to sort of tell where my boat would be currently?
Your boat would be on one of these islands over here.
So a lot closer.
It would,
But
yeah.
it's still 2 to 3 months away.
Yeah,
That's quite nice originally.
is there any way for us to find a faster way of transport?
Drazzle says go north. Follow the river.
Okay.
Honestly, guys, we're about to go into a nation of magic users. You don't think any of them's not, like, gonna have some sort of teleportation thing?
That's true. Also, Razzle is on the dial, so to speak, so we should probably trust. Wait a minute. Can we pause for a second?
Well, we've got several days of travel to get to the coast.
No. I just something's just clicked for me. Razzle is the one who is meant to help me save the thing, right?
He was apparently there with the torch in his hand in your vision.
Right. And what about Little Miss? So he's meant to help you get to the ship's head before the other captain, right?
Yeah.
What's the other captain's name?
He's from the Black
Eagle Baron.
Black Eagle Baron.
Right, and do we know his name?
No.
The only thing I'm saying is...
Do I, because of family history, can I do like an information roll?
Well, between most of you just know the Black Eagle as people who are slavers and have been murdering halflings for about 30 odd years.
Okay, but the reason I'm asking is that Razzle made a comment that he will be a captain one day.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to as a player to the other players, is it possible that in following that mission we're bringing Razzle to the ship's head's mast to become the captain that kills everybody?
Except the ship's head.
My ancestors.
That's right. The ship's head mast got to go back to Little Miss's family.
Yeah. I get that, but what I'm saying is that if Razzle's coming with us, is Razzle trying to fuck us?
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is my ancestors showed me a vision with him in it, saying that needed to happen for the Black Barony not to win. The Black Eagle.
Alright, no, that's fine. Sorry, I just had this moment of Martin was looking a wee bit too smug in the camera, and I just wanted to flesh out a certain hypothetical.
I'm asking a confused look at
Martin always looks smug in the camera.
I practice that look.
Rachel
No,
woke up at
that's
the
fine.
moment
I'm
and
okay. I
said
think we should travel north.
that the Dragon Lord was going to fuck him over, and I just look at a captain like going, what have I missed? It's like, yeah, I'll reload that one out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yes, and you realise you're heading north, away from home.
One attempts to summon Regem.
Regem comes.
Oh wow, this is surprising.
Okay. So the point is that yes, we're moving off. People are either walking or riding. Is that the boat?
Yep,
Is Razzle with us?
he is.
Razzle's guiding his cart, or at least sitting on the back of the cart with his horse guiding the cart.
Yes, horse.
Yes, I did do the air quotes with the thing that came off. So.
There's a town called Rainbow.
It's a town called Rainbow.
Yep. There's also a town called Speed. There is no Speed.
So, as we're travelling then, at the current speed, how long do we think it's going to take us to get to the edge of the Ethingar Khanate, and then whether or not we're heading straight into the Haldenic territories, or whether we're going to go along the escarpment a bit and try and find another way up, so as to go through less of the Haldenic territories.
Martin, did you say we were heading north out of Ethingar?
You are, yes.
Would we be travelling through Uyghur territory?
You will be travelling through along the edges of the Kairats and the Urgers territory.
Yeah, the Uyghurs.
No, the Kayats, the Yakas, the Tajis, the Yugetius, and the Vortaks are all on the outskirts.
Yeah, so those Urgers, that's pronounced Uyghur.
Where you go? Okay, so yes, you are passing on the edges of their territory.
This is Plumman's people.
Like your tribe?
This is my island.
Get you on a horse.
So the travel route is in the Kairats territory, but the rest stops are in the Uyghurs territory.
Cool.
And yes, I will always pronounce things terribly. I'll try to pronounce them phonetically, but I'm not very
Oh
good
no,
at that.
That's a strange word. Yeah.
That particular word is ridiculous.
Okay, so yes, you
Yes,
spend.
because this is being recorded, I need to clarify, not the actual people themselves, just the way that works. Yeah. Please don't cancel me. Their actual real culture that is currently
Don't
being
worry.
heavily repressed.
I got warned
Yes.
on Facebook the other day for a comment on one of our posts that Martin put up, so I shouldn't have said killed all Jowers. I got in trouble for that one, so at the moment I'm the worst one at the moment, David.
Have you learned your lesson by repeating it here and now?
Yeah, sure. But it's only because I said kill. I reckon if I just said name or Jowers, it'd
being
been okay.
cancelled.
So I was like, I'm going, you're not allowed to say that. I'm going, but it's Jowers. I was thinking to myself. I was going to reply, but I thought, just let it go. Yeah.
Yeah. Turns out we have a Jawa in the Tuesday Star Wars game now.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate him so much.
It's okay. It's my best mate out of this guy.
Not the player, just the character.
Oh no, he's loving every moment. Trust me. So, yeah.
Okay, so it takes you 6 days of travel, and while you're traveling, you have Razzle tell you that you'll be meeting with someone who will take you to Alphatian.
Can I ask a question while we're traveling?
He says he would like to see you try.
No, I'm going to ask him.
Well, you just did.
Yeah, so I was just going to ask, what have you written in that book?
What has happened?
Okay, so what has happened in a possible future?
Yes,
And where did you get that information from?
witnessing it.
So you've seen it.
I was there.
You were there. Okay. So have you been to every single one of these things?
First time.
Okay.
He writes what happens when he sees it.
So, are you writing what is happening or what will happen?
Yes, he says.
My dude exists outside of time. That's amazing. Wait, okay, so what I would like to know, we're talking multiple timelines at once, or like is it just one particular solid line? Which one is correct?
He thinks for a moment and says, all of them.
This is cool.
Can I ask which god he follows?
He says, yes, you can.
Which god you?
He pats you on the head and smiled at you.
Which god does he follow?
He doesn't tell you.
Yeah. So, which god is he the avatar of?
Well, none that you know of, because very few actually play with time.
Okay. So, I said that out loud for him to answer, by the way.
He doesn't answer. He just smiles and nods.
Uh-huh. Alright, so we have a god among us. I'm just putting that out there.
I just look at Playman and go, this is going to be fun.
I really don't think we do it. I kind of like, well, I just don't think that this is some divine plan. I think I'll get some time looking for that.
I'll just walk straight up to him. Are you a god?
He shrugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be, could not be. He's a nice fellow. I like him.
Actually, that's something a bullet would
So
say.
guys, me as a player, obviously not me as a character, but me as a player thinks that Razzle is effectively Trump from Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, so he tells you that he has arranged transport for you to reach Alphatian. But he couldn't be picky on the transport.
Actually,
That sounds like he's not coming with.
So Plumman would like to ask him a question.
Yep.
Is he organized? Plumman couldn't ask him because Plumman's about to run out of reception. What his horse is.
His horse is horse, he says.
No, we're not asking about his voice.
He calls his horse horse.
Thank you for literally answering nothing this whole time.
I kind of whisper in Bruce's ear to go up and check the horse.
Bruce won't go near the horse.
Plummet goes and gives the horse a pat.
Yep. Perception roll for Plummet. You seem to have trouble finding the horse while you're trying to pat it. And you feel yourself being picked up by one of its hooves and moved out of the way.
Plummet, that's a dragon. That's a dragon. The Dragonborn brought a dragon.
I just look at Bruce and I just go, and what does Bruce do? Give me a kind of.
Bruce is pretending Bruce
ask
doesn't
him
notice.
very bluntly what type of dragon that horse is?
Horse, he says. Horse is dragging, he says.
Okay.
Right.
Oh.
Can I? Okay, my bag of unlimited apples that I have got. Can I get an apple out and offer it to horse? What happens?
It disappears from your hand without you knowing how, but your hand's full of slobber.
It likes apples. Let's go. I see no problem here.
Okay, so it takes you 6 days to travel from Xanthia in the Sea of Flowers all the way out to the north.
Did Dimitri will aim to try and actually, unlike the tribesman, Dimitri is actually very keen to talk and interact with Drazel. But he will pick times when the others aren't bothering him or pestering him with other random bits and pieces. So he mentioned that he can arrange transport. Does he know how long the transport will take to get to arrive in Alphatian?
He says you'll arrive at the time you're expected.
We won't be late. That's good to know.
In my best way, I'll try to attempt to talk to horse the whole journey 6 days, saying, "So, what do you like, horse?" Just random comments like that, and because I'm sure Plan's going to do this other thing on the other side.
At one point, it growls at you.
Oh, apple.
You sort of get a really uncomfortable pit feeling in your stomach when it does that.
Hey, dragons don't run shovels, do they?
Okay, I've tried. You tried to do Plan. And I get back on Bruce and go, I see what you mean now, Bruce.
Bradshaw, he's a dragon. Have to flatter dragons.
Have I met a dragon before? I don't think I have.
Bradshaw has not.
No, so I have no idea what a dragon feels like. It looks like.
It is the. It's basically one of the racial foes of dwarves.
Okay, you would have heard the stories of dragons.
Because they hoard wealth, whereas dwarves also hoard wealth.
Okay. I start staring down each other's horse, okay? While the goat tries to move me away from the horse, I keep staring down and give it a look of like...
As you do that, you watch the horse twist its head all the way around behind what's following you. Very much in a very unhorse-like manner.
No. I'm still staring down the hole. I'll spend 3 days staring at the stand if I have to.
It's more than happy to do a staring contest.
Oh yeah, we'll go with it. Okay.
It's a dragon.
So?
There's a dragon.
I don't know what dragons are like, guys, so I'm just saying. As a person, I heard, character, no. Bruce is never...
Okay, so...
Dragons.
As you reach the edge of the of Plumman's clan land, you see.
David, you keep breaking up.
As you reach the edge of Plumman's clan land, you see what appears to be a giant eagle come in for landing on the pathway out of Ethengar.
Hey, Amorous, why weren't the eagles there the whole time?
Oh no. We had to go there, didn't we? I was waiting for it to happen, by the way.
Roll perception for a ring.
Yeah, Dimitri got lost.
It's 9 for Bradshaw.
What? Of our entire party,
And?
we had to pick a character to go, my precious! It's Dimitri.
And Plowman got a natural 20. Plowman found the ring. Plowman got the natural 20.
Okay. It takes you about an hour to catch up to it, and it looks like a carved eagle the size of a rock has landed on the roadway.
How big is this roadway?
It's a car wide.
Yeah, but like, is there a bit of traffic on this while we're traveling like 6 days?
You probably see maybe one person a day if you're lucky.
Okay. So it hasn't necessarily affected the crowd by its landing while waiting for us to get there.
It has not. And you see from the back of this giant eagle is the flag of the Haldenic Knights.
Oh, I've been through this before, haven't I?
Bradshaw has.
Bradshaw has. Bradshaw
recognizes the ship.
Bradshaw's. Yeah, he's.
Martin readies his weapons.
I'm trying to remember Bradshaw's reaction to this back in the day. He wasn't happy about it, was he? Or?
Not particularly.
Well, he did kill him.
Plumman starts getting angry and worked up.
Razzle points at the ship and says, transportation arranged.
Yep. Dimitri will be seeing Plumman start to react to the Haldenic flag and say, either you're going with us or you're staying here, but you're not attacking that. Deal with it.
The problem is it enough room to bring up our transports on there as well?
It's a rock.
I didn't know how. Like, I know you said about cart wide, but I don't know how big.
No, that was the size of the track.
That's the size of the track.
Oh, not
the transport's the size of a rock, as in ROC.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
the thing that carries off elephants.
Rock's this size too. So it was like there was no description of how big the rock was. So
rock would be big enough to pick up this house.
Rock, ROC rock. I thought you meant ROCK rock.
Climbs forward and tears the flag down.
Okay.
Sorry, I missed that, David.
Plumman climbs on the hood's back and tears the flag down.
Can you throw the flag to Bradshaw, please?
Dimitri will aim to stop him, saying, "Don't do it. Get off if you're not coming. If you can't deal with it, get off."
Plumman just rips the flag down.
Can you give to Bradshaw, please?
Give him a strength check.
A strength check?
Well, can't do a saving throw first. Against whole person.
Saving throw for him as well?
What save would you like, Jeremy?
Whole person.
What's that, Will?
Just double check it.
I like my new dice. They're good.
I don't know if it's will or strength.
Either way,
it could even be Constitution.
Well, can I just ask, will it matter?
Not with the roll that Mark did for you.
Sorry, David.
That's alright.
Wisdom.
Absolute.
The wisdom save.
So 3 plus wisdom for Mark's first roll, and then a natural 1 for the strength roll if he actually climbed up there.
Well, he didn't climb up there, so he didn't fail the strength check.
Luckily for that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
But okay, so as he starts to rush forward, he suddenly freezes and probably tips over from momentum with his one on the tree.
So does Bradshaw wish to declare war against the Haldenic Knights for the Dwarven realm? Because you wear clan armor.
I do wear clan armor, don't I?
Yes, you do.
I'm not happy. I'm just not happy. I didn't like him the first time I met him. I really don't like him now. If somebody got the flag, there might have been me doing some poetry items to it, but it was like, if the flag hasn't been gotten, I'm just going to grumble and I'm going, And I do whisper in Bruce's ear. I said,
A boarding ramp is lowered from underneath, and down comes one of the clerics of Vanya.
I just the whole.
Dimitri's basically indicating that, hey, we'll need some people to carry Plumman on board. As he's talking to Plumman and saying, look, you were quite happy to walk on the bones of your ancestors through the streets of Moldavia. Put up with it. The undead of Moldavia have killed far more of your people than the Haldenic Knights ever have.
If his horse is still around, I'll try to put him on the horse and get him to walk out here.
That actually is not true. Plumman's people are the weaker people, and these are the borders. The two people who they fight more than anything else.
That is correct.
Orcs and Haldenic Knights.
Okay. Dimitri is speaking in the sense of Ethengar total, and he's making the statement that, hey, you were quite happy to walk on the bones of your ancestors. So,
Dimitri's
the
taking
world,
over Plumman because he doesn't actually care about Ethengar so much as the weakness.
yeah, but also,
Hang
Can I
on, here's a
step between
question.
them?
Before you guys continue to talk about this out of character,
well, we have to in character.
does hold person prevent Plumman from speaking?
It says paralysed, which I don't.
Which does prevent talking.
It does.
It does, yes.
So, but as I say, Dimitri's quite happy to be carrying on the one-sided conversation with him, explaining that, yep, when I release you, you're either putting up with it, or you're going to be thrown off the edge of it if it goes out. So,
Okay. If I
Can
see
I just
Dimitri
tap
trying
Dimitri
to,
and just ask him whether or not it's a good idea to release him?
I'm going to step in between Dimitri and Plumman.
Dimitri,
It'll last a minute, so either way.
Yeah.
Doesn't last a huge amount of time.
I know.
Little Miss is just going to throw in, if you keep antagonising Dimitri, I'm not going to stop him when he throws you off the boat.
Well, hang on. This is Dimitri, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nah, Bradshaw's not going to step in between Dimitri and
Dimitri explains the fact that if he interrupts the captain or the flight so that they don't carry us, you happy for the world to be destroyed?
That's not what I'm
So
saying. What I'm
question,
saying is, if you
is there
try
anybody actually on the rock, or is it just the rock itself?
It is a wooden ship designed in the shape of a rock, and there is a cleric from the Haldenic Knights coming down the gangplank, and while you're paralyzed, he's walking up to Drezel, and Drezel's walking up to him.
all I'm saying
Yeah,
is
okay, so there was a
find
slight
yourself and you're more
misunderstanding
effective
and a slight lack of
than they are.
communication.
Sorry, there was two conversations happening there.
Go Grace.
Oh, Little Miss was just saying to Dimitri that, like, my point is, Dimitri, that if you try and tell somebody that you're more of an authority on their culture than they are, chances are you're going to get thrown off a boat.
So, well, I can't help it if I listen wrong.
He just Dimitri slammed you, just so you know.
Dick, soft.
And you hear the cleric address Rezel as Captain Rezel. Your ship's here for you, sir.
I'm very interested, and I just come up and stand next to him.
I'm just standing behind Dimitri in case I have to hold him while Plowman passes the shit out of him. I just don't know yet, so I'm just gonna see what this thing's going at the moment. So, I'll tell Bruce to follow the other captain, the real captain, not the captain, the Dragonborn, up the ladder if he has to. So I'm just gonna.
It's an actual boarding ramp.
I know, but I'm worried about whether Plowman beats Dimitri to win the shit out of the moment or not. So.
Well, is anyone attempting to take Plumman up while he's still paralysed?
No.
I will.
If Captain tries to do that,
You're out of time.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay. The spell ends.
And what's Plumman's immediate reaction?
Plumman refuses to get on the ship while it's flying the flag of the Haldenic Knights. And he also turns to Dimitri and says, "You are not aware of the history of the Omega people. Just because you have this overly generalized view of the Ethangarian people does not mean you have any idea of the nuances of the enemies or the cultures. This is my land, and these are my sworn enemies, even more so than any Ethangarian that has ever walked the earth, and even more so than orcs. My people have been fighting orcs and the Haldenic Knights for generations. We have defended the lands of Ethangar against these scourges.
And my people have got overrun and have been under the enslavement of the Thiatans for the last 90 years, and yet I'm still willing to accept the companionship of this Griffin Rider."
Yes, you are willing to betray all of your principles, and that is your
For the
life.
sake of the world, things can be put up with.
Okay, Plumman feels a clawed hand on his shoulder, and Razzle whispers in his ear.
Okay.
He whispers, "Watch, observe, report." And then he walks onto the ship.
Cool.
So, having said that, apparently this is now Captain Drazzle's ship. Potentially, he doesn't need. He would be happy for the Haldenic flag to be removed.
Lyman doesn't react to anything you say.
Yeah, I think you kind of sunk it with that one. I stand up behind Plumman and just pat him on the back to let him know I'm there.
Oh, friends, please get on ship. I just cannot board it with a flag. I will let you. You guys go ahead.
Right, so Dimitri Travelly was
I'm going to ask you a
happily.
question. I have a question, little miss.
Yeah.
How long is it going to take us? How long is this trip going to be on this ship?
If we take ship, less than a month.
So we're going to be on this ship for more than a 24-hour period?
Yes.
I use telekinesis to rip the flag down.
Okay. Razzle says, now it take 3 months to travel to landmass.
I'm okay with that. Lyman gets on the ship.
No, ship won't move now. Drazzle takes his thing off the ship.
Oh, okay.
Ship now broken.
Lyman gets it. Lyman sits on Regent.
And he says, Razzle no longer have way to get to Alphatian.
I step up to Drazzle and ask, is there a way that we can fix the ship?
You have disrespected the god of this ship.
Okay.
They will no
disrespected
longer
anyone,
support
but I'm
this
happy
ship.
to drop to my knees and talk to the god. What's the god's name?
Manya, the god of war.
Okay. I step aside from everyone. I pull out my book of Simarak, place it down on the ground, and may I please speak out to Anya and Simarak together.
Okay, give me a religion roll.
It is a 19 plus 21.
Okay, so I will look up the gods' details while you tell me what you want to say to the gods to get their attention.
I wish to speak to them of the amount of death and carnage and changes across the land that will happen if we do not succeed on our mission. That
Perhaps you should have said that to Plumman.
I'm just talking to the gods. I can feel and see the disrespect that has been given to Anya, and I wish to discuss that while also asking for the help of Simarak to help us on our mission to save the world yet again.
Okay.
And I also denote myself as simply Red, not Captain Crimson.
Okay, so you see before you a woman of medium height with brown eyes and long brown hair, wearing red armor with scales of a red dragon, and horseman's clothes with spurs on the boots, carrying a pair of weapons fastened at the belt, a long sword and a short sword, with a spear over her back.
Am I standing? Like, are we in like a dreamscape of sorts?
You're in a dreamscape of sorts.
I drop to one knee. And And I say thank you for hearing me.
You're in my lands.
We are indeed. Are you aware of me? Like, do you know who I am?
Should I?
No, not at all. I want to work out how much I need to tell you and how much you're already aware of. It's simply that, not an ego thing. Shut up, Plowman, who doesn't hear anything that's going on.
I would have been giggling too.
Yeah, no, everyone's giggling, I'm sure. Look, my name is Simply Red. We are on a mission of great import.
She says that is a lie.
Sorry?
That is not the name you go by now.
It's the name I go by to my god. I go by simply Captain Crimson, but to Simarak and through respect you, I go by simply Red. It is a title that was given to me, not one that I earned.
But it's still your title.
Fair enough, I am also Captain Crimson. I intend no disrespect or fault on my part. I'm trying merely to identify myself.
Have
I am
pride
a
in
follower
your
of
words.
Simarak. Sorry?
Have pride in your words, for that is one of my domains.
That's absolutely understood. I am a follower of Simarak, yet I have no ill will or disrespect to you. I know that you were thoroughly disrespected just then, and I wish to beg your forgiveness and ask if there is a boon of some sort that I or my party can arrange to make up for it. We need this transport so that we can stop a slaughter of a nation or more. And without this fast transport, we may not get there in time. And the pettiness of my party members knows no bounds. And I'm sorry.
And which
about
nation are we concerned about? Because I am a god of conquest.
Yes. But conquest of the right place. You said this is your land. The thing we go to stop will stop a plague of death and destruction and merciless killing of the innocent. One that, although may feed you in the short term, in the long term, will leave you without a land to worship you.
Hey, Amorous.
Yep.
Maybe try to we're going to conquer their fleet.
We are also going to... Thank you, that's a good call. And in this mission, we are to destroy an entire fleet and bring a marauding Armada, which is way too close to each other, to its knees. And
No,
it is
go the
something
other way. Go the other way. We're going to conquer them.
Yeah, no, we're going to conquer them, and we're going to do it, and it can be done in your name, if that is something you would wish.
Good choice.
Says, so be it. And when you stand up, you're wearing a tabard of a black rampant lion on a white background. The knight of the symbol of the Haldenic Knights that little Miss just ripped off the top of the vehicle.
Okay.
So, does this Rachel see this?
Yep.
With a big... From Rachel.
As
I
you
turn around. In the gods
How does Simarak respond to that?
Yeah, well, as far as I had a quick Google, they're not enemies. So, unless I misread it, they're not enemies, are they?
No.
No. So, I haven't given up on Simarak. I've just taken the title of Anya for this mission, I guess.
So, Mark, just to clarify, simply, Captain Crimson has suddenly borne the tabard.
Yeah, he's wearing the tabard of your greatest enemy.
And punch.
No, before he does that, can I stand up, turn around, and can I put my hand up to Plowman and say, Plowman, before you strike,
Punch.
for all that I've done with you and for you, can you please allow me a moment to explain?
Oh no,
And I put my sword.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll take the hit, and then I'll put my sword down, and I'll wait for him to stop hitting me.
Oh no, just once. Just once.
Okay. I have spoken to the god Anya. and I have gotten the support we need to complete our mission. If it's something you don't like, I get it, but it's something that I've taken on myself, not you. I understand how you feel.
As long as ship doesn't fly flag, I'm okay.
You notice the flag's now flying again.
Plummet, and I just look at Plummet and say, Plummet, we need this. We need this.
Yeah.
And I know you don't, and if you want, I will give you a writ of passage and everything, and once you get to the coast, you can call for my ship. I will allow you that. But to complete this mission, we need this ship, and I'm doing what I need to save the lives of my lands.
I never said that you guys would get on board ship. I don't care. You guys can go on. It's not a problem. It's just I'm not getting on the ship.
Okay. So just to clarify, there's not going to be any way to convince you?
Sorry, just give me 2 seconds, guys. I almost died.
All good.
Almost.
Not good that you almost died, but all good that you're still here.
No, you're all good, mate. You're all good. Glad all the brown undies today.
So, Razzle does say to Plumman that his task is to travel with each group, no matter where they go.
Sorry, can you say again?
Razzle tells Plumman that his task is to travel with each group, no matter where they go. That was what was assigned to him.
So I can't separate from the group.
Yep.
Can I turn to Plumman and say, what can I give you to get on that boat?
Can we summon him? We get to wherever we need to go, and then just summon him to wherever we need to be.
Unfortunately, he's not a special mount, but he does have that capacity.
Can I just look Plumman in the face and say, what can I do to get you on this boat? I need you on this boat. We need you. I need you. What can I give you?
I will not willingly board that ship.
I am looking at the captain at the moment. I'm just giving a look of like, do you want to hand?
As a player, I'm telling you, Plumman will not willingly board that ship.
I know what he said. Yeah. So.
Okay, who has a spell that can freeze him, like stasis or something?
Well, we can, but it's only a minute.
Well, no,
Yeah,
is there
but
one?
once he's on and we've taken off,
We can tie him the fuck up.
So, as you're discussing this,
maybe everybody listens to Grace.
Razzle picks up Plumman and Razzle has you picked up off the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not going to win that one.
Plumman's still going to try and fight him off.
He's waiting to see what you wish to do.
He's going to try and not get on the boat.
I bow to Razzle and just walk on the boat because I'm staying out of this.
Do I have? So Sentinel only knocks him to 0 speed, doesn't it? It doesn't incapacity.
No, it does not.
But I have a stun in one of my weapon master things.
Yes.
I have a stun thing too, but it's only for a round.
Has anybody got Revivify?
No, see, if the Dragon Ball needs a hand, I'll just keep an eye distance of the Dragon Ball. If he needs a hand, I'll help him. Would I have heard this between Plowman and the Dragon Ball or not?
No, he was only telling it to Plumman.
Okay, well, I'm a bit confused.
Sorry, say again.
He was only telling it his words to Plumman.
So I'm a bit confused with the whole situation then.
I missed the last 30 seconds.
Mark was asking what he overheard between Plumman and Razzle,
Cool.
but he only said those things to Plumman.
Yeah. And Plumman was going to watch what happens until Little Miss fucks it up. It's all your fault, Grace.
my fault.
Yeah, you ripped the flag down.
So I'm
So,
looking, I'm
did
doing-
you say scaly boy grabs Climate and drags him aboard.
No, he just lifted him off the ground.
Like physically or telekinetically or what?
Physically.
He's a 7 foot
Yep, he's gonna try and break the grip.
Give me a strength check.
Somebody roll as low as possible, please.
Low as possible,
Oh,
hey?
I rolled a 19.
I got a 17. That's the best I can do, man.
21.
Okay, so yes, you do manage to struggle greatly in Razzle's arms and finally slip out just out of his strength as he lets you go.
Okay.
He whistles to his horse. And you find a horse head looking down at you.
I've never fought a dragon, but I guess today's the day.
And it grabs you by the boot.
Oh, what the hell?
And then starts going back onto the ship.
Lyman will attempt to lash out without weapons at the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
6 on the dice.
Okay, you miss. Unfortunately, you can't seem to hit the horse.
I'll go.
Canonically, Martin let you roll, which means it is a dragon.
I'll look at Razzle and go, what are you doing?
Leaving.
Oh. So you want him in the boat, I assume.
He must go,
He must go?
or he fail.
Oh, okay. Do you need a hand?
Horse help.
Yeah, see it. I'll meet you on the boat. And both Bruce and myself.
Lyman yells and curses and carries on and tries to break free of the dragon.
And
Guys, I bet you that ship has a prison.
and
Put Lyman in there.
once it drops you in the holding area, the horse then sits on you.
Yeah, Lyman just not give up trying to break free.
While he's being a whiny little bitch, can I...
He also screams curses at the Haldenic Knights.
Yeah. Can I go up to the cleric? You said there was a cleric here, didn't you?
Yep.
And ask if there's anything we need to do prior to departure.
Pray. Come to chapel and pray.
That's it.
I
Don't worry about praying. Your tray tables do need to be in the upright position.
I might as well go with him because, like, honestly, I made a pact and I have to follow it. So yeah, I'll go to the chapel.
So you find that most of the workers on board this ship are clerics with a squad of soldiers with them as well.
I've been through this before, so yeah.
And yeah, if we ever went down into the hold of the ship, we'd find all the Ethigar slaves that power it.
I'm just going to sit outside with Bruce and just look at Plow and go, oh, looks
Well,
like
that's actually in the bottom part of the ship.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Look at the
in the bell of the ship. He is the only Ethengarian on board.
Oh, okay. I'll
I was
just go.
going to say where the other ones.
So I'll just, if there's a chair there, I'm going to grab a chair, sit down in the chair, and just go, oh, so horse beat you, did it? Hey.
And you start hearing the chants to the goddess Vanya.
Barman draws one of his hand axes and throws it bun first at Bradshaw.
Okay, I'll roll. You miss.
Dimitri's moved up to the to look at a viewing port or something like that, just on the upper deck to see where we can go.
Okay.
I kind of get the hint that I should shut up, but I'll just stand there just to make sure he's okay.
So it sounds like someone just broke a glass.
Yell, curse, and struggle.
And you feel the vessel you're in rise up sharply. No sound of any engines, but as it starts to move through the air, the sound of the wood shrieking carries around you. So you have the prayers to Vanya.
I think
So you hear the prayers to Vanya, the sound of wind rushing by, and no sound of any engine or movement from the vehicle besides it pushing through the air. And I will say that that's where we finish up, as Plowman is unhappily cursing from the hall.
I don't know if happily is the right word.
I said unhappily.
Oh, okay.
If I could stealth giggle, I would, but I can't stealth. Got no stealth, so I'm going to stealth giggle. So.
And Captain Crimson
Looks like Team Plumman's boss. Don't forget.
finds out that he has some control over the ship with his prayers.
Okay.
The entire ship is powered by prayer.
That's kind of cool.
So don't let up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is why ripping down the holy symbol flag is actually bad for their magic.
Yeah. Oh, I wasn't going to do it. Yeah, I've got plenty of things to worry about. Yeah.
Just a question.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that I am now wearing a tabard.
Yep,
Am I still a fighter?
you are.
Okay, so I haven't been like converted into like a cleric or some bullshit.
No,
No,
because
you're just going to be fighting in the name of Vanya. By wearing her colour.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with that.
which is basically what you offered when you spoke to her. And
Yeah, no, I figured that would be the thing.
the main Haldenic Knights are armored, full plate, wearing warriors who wear the same tabard.
Okay, cool.
It's a holy symbol and a symbol of their people.
And it also means that we'll have troops to help us when we get to the other end.
Yep.
Excellent.
And it doesn't feel like you're really moving, because it's more like the planet moved away from you.
Yeah.
You don't have the field of gravity around you. It just feels like you're standing on the ground.
It's kind of cool.
So that will be where we finish up for today. If you want to stay on the line, you're welcome to. I know David might drop out of connection anytime now.
Sorry, David. Sorry, David.
And
I hate you all.
I will see you next game, if not after the session. So if you want to stay around and chat, that you're also welcome to.
I probably need to bugger off. I had a kid get up before, but thank you very much.
All good. Thank you for participating, and congratulations. You now have more understanding of how the Haldenic Knights work.
Yeah.
Still should kill him. Yeah.
Alright, well, night all. Thank you so much. And I'll
Look at that.
See you guys. See you, Amorous. See you, everybody.
See you next week after.
Okay, so I'm going to go to end credits, and then if you want to stay around, you're welcome to.